What a finish! What a man!
The drum roll finishes, and the target is hit.
And that was it!
And it comes on finals night, and it's another
Dirty Harrison! Van Velzen!
Robin Byrne.
Game, shot, and the Modus Super Series.
No mistake from Gemma Hayter.
Double 19.
Being shown the second leg, Robert Thornton.
Back-to-back top plus checkouts.
Tops.
No mistaking at all.
Yes, he is. And maybe that's just the spark for Danny Van Tripe. It's the first night session of the week here in Portsmouth. Welcome along to the Live Lounge. Welcome along to the Modus Super Series. And welcome along to Pluto TV. It's a very intriguing night's worth of play in this Group B. Danny Van Tripe and... Oh, I'm Matthew Edgar. Does that mean you're Henry Deacon?
You wish.
Oh, see, now I'm Henry Deacon. Anyway, let's get back to it, Matthew Edgar, because hopefully that's the only mistake we're going to see tonight, because it should be a good night's worth of darts, shouldn't it?
It really should. We've got a lot of ingredients this evening, so a really good, intriguing, close battle in Group B. So far today, the level's been a little bit lower than what we expect. You've got to call it as you see. Group C didn't deliver, but I think that's not going to be the case here. I think Group B is going to deliver big time.
Yeah, we are contractually obliged to talk about this afternoon's action in Group C. David Davies, top of the table. He was the one that showed up, really, didn't he?
I used the word consistency a lot this afternoon for David Davies, and that's what he found. He found a good level of consistency. You can see there in the legs difference column just how much better he was than everybody else. Won all of his games, was really good at times, was par at times, never dropped below his par levels, which is why he found that group so easy, because no one really, other than David Davies, produced on any form of consistent level.
So this is how the tournament bracket looks as we head into Thursday night's play. Raymond Smith won Group A on Wednesday afternoon. The lineal champion played like the lineal champion, didn't he? Kind of picked up where he left off.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see Raymond Smith. I mean, we've sat here, haven't we, for weeks on end, and we've talked, and every time we say the previous winners, every time we get to Raymond Smith, we go, wouldn't we love to see him back here again? Wouldn't we love to see Raymond Smith come back and try and win another title? And he's got a great opportunity to do so now. He's through to Saturday night. He's into the final six. There's a reason he's here, and that's just to win. He's travelled halfway around the world, and he's chose this week specifically because he thinks he's going to win it and roll straight into Champions Week.
Back to tonight, we've got another international player in Cameron Carolus, the South African, probably the best player in Africa at the minute. And actually, you look at the numbers of the first 3 days, it was very tidy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like him. I really do. I first came across Cameron in the back rooms at Alexandra Palace. When you're at the World Championships, there's a practice room in the Players' Hotel. You book time slots in there. I think me and Cameron all the time was kind of roughly in the same time slots for when we was choosing to go and have our practice time. And I remember watching him quite a lot, and I thought, this guy's quality. I expected that maybe he'd be the guy to come in and rival or take over from Devon Peterson. He hasn't quite delivered to the level I thought he would when I first saw him, but if you look over the last 12 months, he's starting to find that and produce, maybe just developing at a slower rate, but I think he's going to boom at some point very soon. It could be beginning this week. I think he's going on to very good things.
Good to see Robert Thornton back tonight, isn't it?
It really is. We know the sort of upheaval that he's got in his life right now, and nothing's going to feel familiar to him, and everything's going to feel a little bit alien, but there's one place he'll feel comfortable, there's one place he'll feel normal, and that's when he's on that hockey, because he gets to be Robert Thornton, the competitor. He gets to be something different for a couple of hours, block out the rest of the world and just enjoy battle at that hockey. And I think me and a lot of people hope it goes well for him tonight.
Absolutely. Great to see Robert back here tonight. He's joint favourite to win the group alongside Danny Van Tripe. You've been watching from afar this week. What's been your assessment on Danny so far, and is he rightful favourite for this group?
Danny's Danny, isn't he? You get what you get with him, and I think we're not learning anything new. We know what we're going to get from Danny, and it's down to the others. Can they beat him? And he's in that position, joint favourite with Robert Thornton. I probably would have put Cameron in that position. We saw with the players coming in Group C that they took a couple of games to sort of get going, especially with Thornton maybe not having as much practice as he normally would, maybe not been on the board. So I think Danny Van Tripe would be rightful favourite for me.
I think that's the best bit of punditry Henry Deacon's ever done at the Super Series. Thank you so much, Matt. It's 18+, gavelaware.org if you're going to have a flutter. Probably the best bit of presenting Matthew Edgar's ever going to do as well. Our first game is a meeting between Gemma Hayter and Danny Van Tripe. For Danny, he finished third in Group A on Wednesday afternoon. As for Gemma, a first appearance here since the match play a few weeks ago, and I caught up with her to talk about her experiences in Blackpool and the week ahead. Gemma, another stint here at the Super Series. How much looking forward to the next couple of days?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Obviously, chance to see where my game is in a more like tougher environment. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
Last time you were here, picked up the title at Women's Week. What are your memories of that?
Yeah, it was really good, to be fair. I was kind of got in my own head throughout the week. There's issues with my throw, but yeah, it all came good on the Saturday night, luckily.
Right, let's get the Blackpool experience out of the way with, because obviously you made your debut at the Winter Gardens. How would you reflect on it now with a couple of weeks down the line?
On the whole, I was pleased. I had like an 81 average, so that would do. I think I was a bit slow to get going. I probably should have made it 1-1. Was nowhere near the doubles that I had in that leg. But Fallon went off like a train. So, yeah, to come back from 3-0 down and then have a match dart, yeah, I think on the whole, it's not too bad.
Was there kind of a case of perspective being put into play? Because obviously we know how good you are, but that's still the first time you've had an experience anything like that before. Yeah,
I think, and it definitely dawned on me. On the Saturday, we had to do the media, and obviously I had to walk around the Winter Gardens, and I left feeling really anxious and nervous, and I was quite calm on the lead up to that. And then on the Sunday, I think it threw me off because I was waiting for my walk on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know when you get that feeling in your tummy, and it just didn't come, and I think that threw me a bit. So, but hopefully we'll try again next year.
Back to tonight. This is a toughie of a group, isn't it?
Yeah, really tough. But you know, I can only do what I can, and hopefully it'll be enough.
Well, I wish you all the very best, Gemma. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yep, Gemma Hayter takes on Danny Van Tripe in the first game of the evening here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. For Gemma, she's playing here for the first time since her exploits in the World Match Play a few weeks ago. As for Danny, well, he's becoming a part of the furniture here, really, isn't he? At the Live Lounge in Portsmouth in 2025. He played in the pairs. He's going to be playing in the pairs again. As for Gemma Hayter, she won the Women's Week here. The 32-year-old from Gosport up against Danny Van Tripe, the 28-year-old from Etten-Leur. Runner-up in his previous week here, international pairs winner, alongside Jimmy Van Schie. And so a really intriguing battle, actually, to kickstart the night's action. You look at this group on paper, and it really has got the possibility to really deliver. George Baker is on duty for the remainder of the week, and he's going to be refereeing his first Champions Week as well next week. And has really risen to the mark as one of the world's top officials. As Gemma Hayter gets us underway.
121.
And getting us underway with a couple treble visits. Matthew Edgar alongside me for the ride all evening long.
140.
Good to see Gemma Hayter back here straight away after that run at the performance, shall we say, at the World Match Play, the famous Winter Garden stage.
95.
Very envious position for a lot of dart players to want to perform on that stage at iconic arena. Gemma Hayter, when she returned to darts just a couple of years ago now, would have eyed up that as an opportunity
57.
as the one that she wants to get to. Certainly due to the fact that she's playing on the PDC Women's Series now, rather than any other circuit. That is the big flagship
100.
event. But now, that's been and gone. Attentions have to change for Gemma Hayter. And I think if she was to look at some goals and some aspirations...
100.
The match play's gone. Now, get back to the match play in 2026. Get into Alexandra Palace via the
60.
Order of Merit on the Women's Series and challenge for a weekly title here at the Super Series. I think they would be the next 3 steps for Gemma Hayter
40.
on this
Gemma, you require
very quick, rapid progression that
125.
she's on.
Well, it's been a very quick, rapid leg for her. 125 to get the job done in leg 1. Not to be on this occasion. Van Tripe looking at 164.
65. Danny,
He's had
you
a few
require
top pro checkouts this
164.
week. Has had 4 free figure outs, the highest of which are 161. And he's not going to better that here. So Hayter, trying to stay straight with dart 1. Should have a couple
Gemma,
at
you
tops
require
to take the
60.
opening leg of the night. And a couple at tops it is.
50.
And either that or
Danny,
10s
you
could
require
correlate. And so Van
68.
Tripe is back for the break. Just the one dart at tops,
48.
and it was the doubling.
Gemma,
that
you
was the
require
big
10.
problem for Danny. Less than 30% all week. But he's going to come back
6.
for incredibly
Danny, you
Matthew
require
Edgar.
20.
His 180th dart at a double this week.
I think your 180 core needs a bit of work, Henry.
No score. Gemma, you require 4.
Well, it looks like it's following the trend of the afternoon session at the beginning of tonight.
Game
But
shot
Gemma
the first
Hayter
leg,
eventually
Gemma
gets us on the
Hayter.
board. Well, you mentioned some of the things that she could high up towards the end of the year. The fact that
Second leg, it's
Bo
Danny
Grease
to throw
lost at the
first.
Women's
Game
World
up.
Match Play has actually opened things up for a bit more interpretation for a lot of players because of the fact that she's not going to get the automatic spot to the
120.
Grand Slam off the back of the match play, not going to get the automatic spot off the Worlds for the match play. And because of her positioning in the development tour Order of Merit, it means that
97.
doors will open up realistically for another spot below in the Women's Series Order of Merit because the Dev Tour takes precedence, of course.
125.
Gemma could well be one of the beneficiaries of that. Having a look at the live Order of Merit, the Women's
47.
Series, and having a look at the World Championship race. She actually is in a provisional spot, but only just. So Bo Greaves would qualify through her Dev
60.
Tour Order of Merit. Lisa Ashton would qualify automatically by winning the World Match Play. Fallon Sherrick in second position would get the first spot. Then Noeline van Leuven, and then Gemma Hayter
100.
just £200 in front of Kirsty Vinakaila. Looks like it's going to be a race between them two for a spot at the World Championship. But if Gemma doesn't qualify for Ali Palace, she actually has the backup option of the fact that she's
78.
qualified for the Global Championship for the second consecutive year. So she's going to have
95.
something big
Danny,
to
you
play
require
for,
118.
irrespective come the end of the season.
60 bags.
78.
A lot of people eyeing that up. I'm pretty sure that the qualifiers for the ADC Global is going to be absolutely stacked with entries.
105. Danny, you require 40.
Yeah, North qualifies, South qualify, and a
Game shot the
seniors
second
qualify
leg.
for
Danny
that.
Van Tripe.
Danny Van Tripe hits the top to level up at 1 apiece.
Third leg, it's Gemma to throw first. Game on. $140.
Well, the fact that Gemma's in, now Lisa's automatically qualified for the World Championship, so she will not be able to
140.
take up her spot at the Globals in December.
45.
So just having a little bit of a scan down the Order of Merit would mean that the two qualifiers
83.
would be Joe Locke and Angela Kirkwood.
45.
Now, Lisa and Gemma will be able to play at the Championship Tour. They'll be the top 2 seeds for that when it comes to
55.
that event. That takes place in November. Obviously, that I'm saying that on the proviso that Gemma qualifies for Rally Palace. She gets the bonus prize of the secondary prize of the
30.
Global Championship. She's due to play Eleanor Cairns, Gemma in the first round on Saturday, the 22nd of November, defending the title that she won last time out,
140.
beating Fallon Sherrick in the final by 4-0. It was her first real big televised title
125.
since her return
Danny
to the
require
sport. But having
83.
taken a 1-0 lead, is on the cusp of going 2-1 down in this game, because Van Tripe is having a look here at the ball.
58.
Doesn't quite go. It's a
Gemma, you
Hater back
require
for 116 to open up a 2-1 advantage. Should get a poke.
Yeah, 24.
And that poke is going to be a double 12.
92. Danny, you require 25.
Just when unexpected things happen, it can just break the rhythm a little bit there, and that's what we saw for Gemma Hayter.
Game shot in the
When you're
third leg.
taking on a
Danny
player
Van
like Danny Van
Tripe.
Tripe, you don't get that reprieve, you don't get that extra opportunity to come back to the
Fourth
board,
leg,
and that's
it's
a break
Danny
of
to
throw.
throw first. Game
For
up.
Danny Van Tripe, who is looking now to try and take a bit of control.
125.
Walking with purpose, isn't he, Danny, tonight? A lot of pace, a lot of spring in that step.
44.
I mean, he has picked up a title on that stage now, hasn't he? The International Pairs Week alongside Jimmy Van Ski.
60.
But they are going to have to go some, aren't they, if they're going to defend that title in a few weeks' time.
Indeed, they are. The calibre of nations, it's fair to say,
100.
is much stronger this time, without disrespect to the likes of Gibraltar, Poland and France.
121.
Well, look at the English pair. Adrian Lewis and Steve Beaton.
96.
Yeah, Adrian making his long-awaited competitive return. I've got to say, the Team USA could be really dangerous. We know how good Alex Spellman is, and we also saw at MSG how good Jason Brandon can be. Also made the semi-finals of Lakeside, didn't he, back in December? Beat Neil Duff in that absolute epic. He duffed up Duff. Brushed apart Duff.
83. $57. Danny, you require 112.
Just slightly coming off the boil a little bit here, Gemma Hayter, and Danny Van Tripe is saying thank you very much.
96.
He's got a little bit of time on his side, and I suppose that feeling is also reflected in the numbers right now. Gemma Hayter's average just starting to drop, while Danny Van Tripe
100.
finding
Danny,
a bit
you
where there's now a
require 16.
10-point gap appeared between the two in the
Game shot in the
averages.
fourth leg.
And that is
Danny
also
Van
reflected
Tripe.
in the legs. The numbers are good right now for Danny.
All
Fifth
6
leg,
visits,
it's
all
Gemma
very
to
solid,
throw
which I think
first.
is what
Game
we've
on.
kind of come to expect of Danny Van Tripe these days. I don't know about you, but he's definitely come off tour a better player than he came on tour.
96.
How many times do we see this story? It's quite a very common one where someone gets a card and you feel it was a bit early. I felt it was when Danny got it.
100.
It didn't feel like he was quite ready for that position. But you felt like it was going to be time where he's going to develop, he's going to learn, he's going to come away.
82.
And when he comes off the tour, how does he respond? And you look at some people, don't you, who's responded so well over the years.
100.
I think the highlight of that has to be Nathan Aspinall. Came off the tour, went back, and he's UK Open champion within about 18 months.
85.
I think there's an irony about the situation that us commentators and pundits have spent so long saying that more spots should be available to the Challenge Tour, but there was probably a 2-year period with Danny Van Tripe and
9.
Owen Bates, so we thought they weren't ready, but actually they'd earned their rights for a season-long tournament ladder list. Ironically, Owen Bates is about to
100.
lose his tour card, but he's probably going to get it back by his position on the Dev Tour Order of Merit. Whether that's right or wrong, well, I'll leave that for your interpretation.
100. Gemma, you require 138.
138 for Hayter. Not to be on this occasion.
58. $100. Gemma, you require 80.
This is a very awkward dart at
Game
tops,
shot in the
but
fifth leg.
that
Gemma
might well be
Hayter.
the best dart Gemma Hayter throws all night, because there would have been a real obscurity about that target, but she's
Sixth
managed
leg,
to
it's
find a way
Danny to
through,
throw
and
first.
she's forced
Game
Van
on.
Tripe to serve this game out. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know about you, Matt, but
140.
I'm not sure I'm a big fan of somebody who's got a tour card who is about to drop off tour but then gets a reprieve because of the dev
140.
tour. I think if you're a tour card holder, I don't think you should get that privilege of getting the reprieve
121.
while still on tour. I don't know what you think about it.
Oh, there's loads of little changes that could be made to find some improvements in there, absolutely.
100.
And I'm sure that changes will be made moving forward, little bits here and there, as essentially you don't see these things until the rules sort
85.
of show an issue. You don't expect these things to happen.
Because you're effectively giving a second chance just because of the age
95.
bracket, effectively
Danny,
more than
you
anything
require
else.
155.
Now that last start is vitally unlucky for Gemma Hayter. The deflection going into the treble 5 has guaranteed Danny Van Tripe 6 starts here. So this becomes a setup play.
99.
Knows that Gemma Hayter can't take it out here on the 166. And Danny Van Tripe, it's been a decent performance.
130.
56 points
Danny,
away
you
from making
require
it 2 points
56.
on the board.
It's been solid, if not spectacular, from Danny Van Tripe.
Game start
and he has
and the match,
picked apart a
Danny Van Tripe.
4-2 win with his best leg of the match, a 14 darter, to get the better of Gemma Hayter, for whom her performance, I think, was a little bit in and out at times. But Danny Van Tripe races down the stage. He's got an air of business about him this evening. He beats Gemma Hayter by 4 legs to 2 in the opening game of the night. Coming up after the break, we're going to see Robert Thornton back against Cameron Cavallison. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yes. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break we saw Gemma Hayter lose out to Danny Van Tripe by a 4-2 scoreline in the opening game of the evening session. Game 1 of 10 we're going to be broadcasting live on Pluto TV. Match number 2 is a meeting between Robert Thornton and Cameron Carrollison. For Robert, back here for a 15th appearance. That's equaling of a record here at the Super Series, level with Lee Cox in that particular regard. He won Double Trouble 2 this time last year. 58-year-old from Saltcoats, and it's great to see Robert back on the big stage against Cameron Carrollison, the 29-year-old from Strandfontein, making his debut in this competition. The 4th day of his debut here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And he's had a cracking 3 days so far. Had Cameron. To confirm, I'm Henry Deacon. Matthew Edgar's the other voice in the commentary box this evening. And you were saying in our punditry segment at the beginning of the programme that there's so much about Cameron Carrollison that you like.
Yeah, big fan. I've kept my eye on him for quite some time, and we really enjoy watching him over the next couple of days, see if he can get himself into Saturday night. I think in Group B here, when you look at the lineup, 3 players qualifying from 5, you would put him as one of the real strong candidates here to get himself through. But got a tough assignment here, going up against a multiple-time major winner in Robert Thornton.
Now, if you're interested in my thoughts,
48.
Matt, I genuinely thought that if there's a value play tonight, it's probably Carrollison at 16-5, because Danny Van Tripe, yes, he's probably got, at the minute, in terms of his season, probably the best numbers and maybe the best running of everybody. But I just got the feeling that he was very patchy, very in and out. Whereas I just felt Cameron had a little bit more consistency about him in that particular group. And I felt as if there was still gears for him to go. And I just wonder, I don't think he's the biggest morning person either, whether maybe playing at this kind of time and night, less games as well, will possibly soon to the ground. I don't know about you, but I think 16-5, you're going to put value on any of the 5 players. That might be it, personally.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Henry Deacon, who has been a pundit before here at the Super Series.
Yes, when Chris Mason was presenting. Hey, just remember, Matt. Just remember, I can do punditry now because I have played an ADC Vault. May have averaged 44 in it, but I've played in one.
$120.
So Carrollison looking at 164 to get the break and take out the opening leg. Not to be on this occasion as Thornton going to mark his return to the Live Loud stage for a 110 finish. Double top.
70.
Just above
Cameron,
the wire.
You require 109.
It's double 16.
93.
It's not there.
Robert,
so Thornton will have 3 more to take out the opening leg. Opening leg found. Top's pinned in the corner. Thornton 1-0 to the good.
Good response as well there for Robert Thornton,
Second
wasn't
leg,
it?
it's Cameron to throw
Hit
first.
the 48, hit the 7. And then you sort of think, how's he going to respond to this? He responded extremely well, because his throw was in serious, serious danger at that point.
100.
And look, as we know, for obvious reasons, we don't quite know the gauge Robert Thornton's at. Robert Thornton doesn't know how he's going to play tonight and tomorrow. It's one of those situations where he kind of said in his own words, he's just going to suck it up and see how it goes on the opening night and then kind of take it from there, sort of thing.
Can be a positive thing. Coming in with no expectations, no
60.
sort of demands of yourself, just almost enjoy it. Which, you know, you've got to say at times, maybe that's the part of Robert Thornton's game that hasn't been there, the enjoyment.
24.
Which is hard to do when you think of the Grand Prix title, the Premier League campaigns, the UK Open Championship, which are all on the CV of Robert Thornton, and then we start adding in the other things as well, like those seniors titles.
180.
It's hard to find enjoyment when you've had such high achievements and you're not quite hitting those levels, but right now this will be, as
47.
Happy
Cameron, you
Gilmore would
require
say, his happy place.
161.
Well, Carolison looking at 161 to level the game up at one apiece. He's got 6 darts from here, which is why he's going to stay where he is after getting the treble with the first
99.
dart. Handy performance, averaging 92. I know it's very early days, admittedly, but setting his
34.
stall out.
Cameron, you require 62.
$17 remaining. Now double 8 to square this contest up at one apiece.
54.
Just nudges inside, but he has got plenty of time on side. But what he doesn't want to do is stray inside of the double 4 of his first dart upon his return.
82.
Then things really could get
Cameron,
difficult.
You require 8. Game shot in the second
Doesn't do
leg.
that.
Cameron Carolison.
Finds it first dart, and we are all square one apiece.
Third leg, it's Robert to throw first. Game on. $76.
Big last there for Robert Thornton, because Robert Thornton is one of those players that when he's on the stage, when he's sort of analyses as he goes, and he'll be very well aware of the dart strain left and right at the moment. But look at that.
180.
That is one of the tightest packed 180s you will see all week. You could have got all of those inside a very famous mint.
140.
Is that the Marco mint?
140.
Showing a touch of class right now, isn't he? 5 big power trebles here for Cameron in the opening 6. Average climbing up towards that 100 mark.
134.
He's going to have to be at his best here, Robert Thornton, just to resist this bit of a charge, and he is. He's putting his guard up, is the Thorn.
Locked into the heat of battle. And look, in this game, he knows all he has to do is hold throw 4 times to pick the points
Robert,
up.
You require 151.
And so far, that's the job he's doing on throw.
Sounds so easy, doesn't it?
38.
Don't forget that famous
Cameron,
quote
you
from
require
Brian Clough.
137.
On paper, we've got a fantastic team. Unfortunately, the game was played on grass. And Carolison here really is threatening the break.
97. Robert, you
Leaves
require
himself on
113.
tops after 12. If Thornton can't find the 113, he's not going to. And is this the moment where Cameron really does make his move in this contest? Tops required to go 2-1 up
25.
and have a break
Cameron,
in hand.
You require 40.
This doesn't go. Thornton's got a pop.
No
and
score.
he is going to get a pop to save
Robert,
his
you
throw.
require 88.
May just be at the ball. Or it may not be at anything at all.
Makes things tricky. Needs to find another treble, unable to do so. A little bit of frustration coming in there for Robert Thornton.
22. Cameron, you require 40.
Frustration may be about to be compounded. Another handful of darts for Cameron here to get that breaker throw.
Game shot in the third leg. Cameron Carolison. Fourth leg, it's Cameron to throw
It
first.
started well
Game
for Robert
on.
Thornton, a 19-dart holder throw, but that's back-to-back 16s now from Cameron. To just put his nose in front. Make himself favourite for the game.
81.
Has Robert got in his mind any kind of gauge of success, or is it just about getting up there and playing, and everything else he'll just kind
99.
of take care of further down the line?
Yeah, exactly that. Just get up there and try and enjoy it.
$60.
This is a game that's brought Robert Thornton so much joy and pleasure over the years.
65.
Also a lot of frustration as well.
Joys of being a professional sportsman. Oh, that first dart. Sat perfect.
180.
You can just tell, can't you, with darts like that, that there was only ever going to be one outcome, and that outcome was going to be a 180.
84.
Third maximum of the game as well for Cameron. Showing a touch of quality.
Really putting his foot on the throttle here, isn't he? I say that as he ploughs 2 into the single 1.
This could be the most ironic
22.
backup shot to a 1. We nearly had 180 followed by 3.
I'd say it's like one of your scores, but you wouldn't have hit a 180.
57.
Awesome at hitting the 3s though.
Cameron, you require
50% of the job.
158.
That's a bit tricky there.
58.
Yeah, you could see how much the second dart wobbled as he clattered into that one. Just gives Thornton a little bit of an invitation here. If he can find a treble, will leave himself
56.
within range. He's just
Cameron, you
not quite
require
there
100.
at the moment for Robert Thornton.
So Carolison looking at a ton for 3-1, double top. Because his dart stand up, has to move across just to get a better angle. Clean bed double 10 will move back to his central standing starting position.
80.
And he'll graze the
Robert,
wire.
you require 140.
Well, this will be 60 tops, you feel, for Robert Thornton. Well, we get the 60, we'll find out. I'm not sure if that was tops or treble 20, to be honest.
Cameron, you require 20.
He looked caught in two minds, and I reckon it's because dart 1 was sat so plumb in the treble bed. He didn't know whether to stay with the status quo or stick with the guide. And he's going to get duly
Game
punished
shot
by
in the
Cameron
fourth there,
Carolison, who
Cameron
moves 3-1 to the
Carolison.
goods.
Fifth there gets Robert to throw first. Game on.
I know we had Devon do what Devon did, obviously, and has done a lot of work
60.
on the hockey and off the hockey to promote darts in Africa. And I know he's tuning in this evening, so hi, Dev. Hi. But is the continent of Africa now awaiting that real superstar that can mix it with the
84.
top players, the best of the best?
Yes, I think there's a
58.
lot of nations in exactly the same position, and I think when you look at that sort of period of time for Devon Peterson, when he won the European Tour title, when he was inside the top 32 of the world, I think that's what gave him the name and the status that sort
59.
of has allowed the development that we've had so far, because he very unselfishly gave a lot of that time and that effort back to Africa.
58.
Well, Billie Jean King, the famous tennis player, has a quote to be it, you have to see it. And you just get the sense, and look, it's very much booming now. You can see the developments that are being made and the strides that are being made, and playing in
96.
things like this for Cameron and other players like Hilton Klein, Peter Venturi in the past have been a great help. But you get the sense that to take it to that next level, they need that
55.
one person that they can hinge everything. I suppose a little bit like Germany with Max Hopp all them years ago.
Well, you've got to give a lot of credit to the players you've mentioned there as well, haven't you? Because opportunity is only that. It's an opportunity. You've got to take it.
180.
And the players are here and taking those opportunities. What the reception Peter Venturi got on his arrival back home. And now we've got Cameron here battling it out, looking very good against a
100.
two-time
Cameron,
major
you
winner.
require 82.
82 required to win this game 4-1, and it has been a real professional job, average of 88, and he's just looked comfortable from first start to last.
42.
But the last start was
Robert,
not thrown
you require
there.
170.
We saw one of these this afternoon. Not going to see another one here. What we are going to see is another opportunity for Cameron to get his first
134.
victory of the night.
Cameron, you require 40.
So double top to seal it.
Game
And
shot
he makes
and the match,
absolutely
Cameron
no
Carolison.
mistake whatsoever. The javelin is off to a flying start. Cameron Carolison gets the better of Robert Thornton by 4 legs to 1 to kick off his night perfectly. We thought he might have been the value play, and he certainly showed signs of it. 4-1-80s in there. The scoring was really good. The doubling was efficient enough. He's beaten Robert Thornton 4-1. Charlie Martin's the last player yet to see this week. He takes on Gemma Hayter after the break.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. $32. Charlie McGuire, 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
McGuire,
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
The moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
McGuire,
Oki with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
McGuire,
he's gone to
118.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia McGuire,
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
McGuire,
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia McGuire, 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got in the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Cameron Carolison got the better of Robert Thornton by 4 legs to 1. 4-1-80s in there. Average just under 87 in that particular win. Next up for us, Charlie Martin, the 29-year-old from Hersham in Surrey. Semi-finalist in his previous appearance here. And he takes on Gemma Hayter, who we've already seen tonight, lose out 4-2 to Danny Van Trite. Second game of her evening, the 32-year-old from Gosport, twice a Group A winner in the Women's Week, looking to make it through Group B. Here, Matthew Edgar, your thoughts on this match?
It'll be interesting to see, because one thing we have seen in Group C was the players that came into the group didn't perform well at the start of the session. And we've already seen Gemma
Charlie
Hayter.
to throw first.
She lost to
Game
Danny
on.
Van Tripe, and Robert Thornton losing 4-1 to Cameron, which means the players that have entered the tournament so far have again,
60.
just like this afternoon, started a little slower than those who have been in the Group A campaigns. But Gemma Hayter has been on the stage once already.
100.
Played okay against Danny Van Tripe. Does Charlie just need that game to get into stride?
100. $45.
Just to confirm the score strap for you, it's a game between Charlie Martin and Gemma Hayter, and not what
93.
a lot of Southampton fans were saying about their manager during the middle of last season.
100.
Or what they were, anyway.
Were they disliking of Martin?
Well, yeah, because their manager was Russell Martin and they got 12 points all
86.
season. Me and Gemma having a little bit of a conversation about football, talking about Pompey's chances in the Championship this season. Didn't really last very long. Mid-table finish.
33.
Nothing exciting, really.
$43.
Bit of a
Charlie,
slow
you require
burner,
129.
this game so far. Martin first to a fish, doesn't have to take it out because Hayter's a 168.
93.
But he is going to leave himself on double 18 when he returns.
$60. Charlie, you require 36.
Double 18.
Game shot.
Well, he
the
got
leg.
first
Charlie
whiff of an
Martin.
opportunity and he draws first blood.
Second leg, it's Gemma to throw first. Game on.
Is Gemma the most
123.
local player now to the Super Series? Now Adam Lipscomb's not around anymore?
Got to be up there. Steve West is based in Waterloo, which isn't too far away. Simon and Mason Whitlock are based in Waterloo, that's not too
121.
far away. But Lloyd Walker lives in Fareham.
It's not too far, is it? What, about 3-4 miles to Waterloo now?
95.
Yes. Yeah, there's plenty of places and things to do actually when you're in Waterloo. You should try it one day.
134.
Very easy. Just park the car in the town centre and you can find whatever you want. Just no toy shops there.
95.
As for Gosport, actually,
48.
it's a shame Owen Binks isn't here tonight because actually Gosport's biggest ever game was against Colchester United.
Gosport's one of those that's
60.
really close on a map, isn't it? But by road, it's quite round.
Yeah, it's one road in, one road out, and it's a very tricky road, the A32.
83.
Basically, you just kind of
Gemma,
get
you require
bottlenecked into this
128.
there's one turn in and turn off, and there's a great big roundabout around it. It's difficult, but is this difficult?
103.
Bullseye just averted.
Charlie, you require 115.
The short version of that is yes, it's very close.
Well, Martin can't finish, and so Hayter will be back for 25. On the subject of
47.
Portsmouth,
Gemma,
Portsmouth
you
used to have a
require
player called Hayter.
25.
James Hayter scored the quickest ever hat-trick in the history of the Football League. Double two.
23. Charlie, you require
I think
68.
Gemma's going to be a double hater right now.
No score.
Just pulls out a
Gemma,
little
you
bit low,
require
means he goes
2.
back to the 68, but this is a bit tricky.
Game shot in the
No
second
one
leg.
up, one
Gemma
in for Gemma
Hayter.
Hayter. She just goes, have that double one.
Straight in with poise and
Third leg
purpose,
is
and this
Charlie to
game is
throw
all
first.
square again
Game
at 1-1.
$57.
Fair to say that Charlie broke out last year during our programme of ADC tournaments, made it through to the final of the Tour Championship. Gemma Hayter won the
180.
Women's Tour Championship last year, getting the better of Fallon Sherrick by 4 legs to 0.
140.
Both played at the Global Championship last year, both to differentiating success. Gemma couldn't make it out the group, but Charlie would make it through to the quarter-finals on the final day, but would lose out.
45.
Not quite had the... I know he's had a Challenge Tour quarter-final this year, but maybe not the return this year that perhaps he did in 2024.
140.
And Hayter here. Really upping it. 56 left after 9. Really threatening the breaker throw.
59. Gemma, you require 56.
It's double top. Now double 10.
No score.
That straight low. But the only good thing is the fact that Charlie is that far back. And she has got that little luxury of time, but that luxury dwindled a little bit.
Gemma, you require
That
56.
story I was painting before a dart was thrown here, that players not hitting the ground on game number 1 today, seems to be continuing here with Charlie Martin.
Game shot in the third leg. Gemma
He has
Hayter.
just lost the advantage he has of throwing first in this game. Gemma Hayter gets a
Fourth
nose
leg
in
is
front.
Gemma to throw first. Game on.
Looking very composed, isn't she, this evening, Gemma Hayter? Maybe getting a good shot of confidence, a good bit of belief, and
100.
a sense of belonging after playing on that Winter Garden stage.
Well, I think she knows what it's all about now, and I think a lot of that Women's Week campaign was
59.
building up to the Winter Gardens. And look, she didn't play bad. She averaged 81, just under 82 in that match against Fallon Sherrick. And she was the first to admit, as she said in the interview there, it was a slow start that really came to cost her.
180.
But I think now she's had that experience, it gives her the room to grow as a player. And I think maybe we're just beginning to see
78.
evidence of that here, because Charlie's regressing as Gemma's just beginning to put the foot on the motor.
125.
What a leg this is from Gemma Hayter. 9 darts thrown and on 96. Showing some real class and quality.
59. Gemma, you require
Second leg running, she's been on a 2-darter after 9.
The scoring power is there.
56.
The setup play is there. Plenty of time to get the job done here. Minimum 6 darts to put herself a leg away
57.
from the points.
Gemma, you require 40.
Tops left after 12.
Wires bending.
20.
Back in the day when the wires wasn't this sort of spider wire system, you'd actually see the wires move and flex quite a bit when there used to be the staples on the front, to the point where Gemma getting the darts out on that tops may have even pushed it down a little bit more.
26.
Make it a bit smaller for
Gemma,
your
you
opponent.
require 20.
Nowadays, these wires and these trebles and doubles are like buckets. And Hayter's got bucket loads of
No
time
score.
to win this leg.
$52. Gemma, you require 20.
2 5s.
Game
In it
shot in the
goes,
fourth
Hayter
leg.
3-1
Gemma
up.
Hayter. Fifth leg, it's Charlie to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, it's one of those for Gemma where the scoring is very much there. The finishing maybe left a little bit to be desired, but
41.
she is not getting pushed by Charlie, who is having a bit of a tentative start tonight.
100.
But Gemma Hayter does not care one bit about what her opponent's doing. She's doing her own thing and doing her own thing beautifully so far. In terms of the scoring, at least, anyway.
55.
3 maximums for Gemma Hayter in this game. This is absolute quality. Could be 4.
140.
We have seen a female player hit a 9 darter on that very stage.
It's almost 2 years ago. Fallon Sherrick did so against Adam
77.
Lipscomb. The most iconic moment in Super Series history, and it's probably not going to be topped if we're going to be perfectly honest.
60.
It's hard to be topped. The only way it gets topped is someone hits back-to-back 9 darts. The only way it gets topped.
High standards from Mr. Deacon.
58. Gemma, you require 121.
Well, this would be a high finish to get it done because Charlie's scoring again in this leg. Has not quite been there. She had the opportunity to move down to the 25. It's the sheer scoring power that's just given her opportunities, and she has a chance now to get this game won.
60. Gemma, you require 76.
Double 8 to get her first win on the board.
60.
But guess what I'm going to say? She's got time on her side.
I was literally about to say that.
83. Gemma, you require 16.
So double 8 to wrap up the win.
No score.
But 3 chances have
Charlie, you
gone
require
a begging.
127.
Desperate times for Charlie Martin. Wayward. The smile is not one of joy, I can assure you
43.
of that.
Gemma, you require 16.
This has been forlorn for Charlie Martin. Gemma Hayter to wrap it up. Double 4. 2 2s.
Game shot.
2
and a
2s it
match,
is.
Gemma
And 2
Hayter.
points it is. For Gemma Hayter, a 4-1 victory over Charlie Martin means her first victory of the night has been secured. For Charlie Martin, work to do as the evening progresses. Gemma Hayter runs out a 4-1 winner against Charlie Martin. Coming up after the break, Danny Van Tripe takes on Robert Thornton.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Gemma Hayter got the better of Charlie Martin by 4 legs to 1. Match number 4 is a meeting between Danny Van Tripe and Robert Thornton. Danny winning his opening match, Robert going down in his opening encounter. Van Tripe getting the better of Gemma by 4 legs to 2, whereas Robert Thornton lost out 4-1 to Cameron Caroliton.
Danny to throw first. Game on.
In his opener. What did you make of Danny in his opening game, Matt?
Comfortable, confident,
100.
in control, dominant performance. I was really impressed. Robert Thornton, a little bit wayward at times, struggling with darts going into
41.
the 5s and the 1s, and he's going to have to straighten those up if he's going to land a blow here on Danny Van Tripe. And you feel that Danny would be a big favourite here,
60.
especially having the throw, but you never really know when you're going up against someone who's got a bit of a reputation, someone who's won the major title that Robert Thornton has, because when you stood behind them,
123.
you've always got that little bit of fear that they could spark into life at any moment. Reputation does matter.
140.
Yeah, there was a sense of real focus about Danny in that earlier game against Gemma, who
66.
did cause him some problems at the outset and then was beginning to come back, wasn't he, when Danny opened up a 3-1 lead in that game.
125.
He's left himself on a 2-darter after just a dozen darts. Van Tripe, Thornton
59.
probably now looking
Danny
forward to
requires
the next
76.
leg. 16 for tops. Tops it is.
36.
Not to be this time.
$60.
This is where
Danny requires
Danny has been
40.
hanging out for pretty much the entirety of the week. This
Game start in
six-visit
the
block.
first leg. Danny Van Tripe.
That's where he is once again there. That's the level that Robert Thornton's going to have to try and find if
Second
he's going to
leg
live
is
with Danny
Robert
Van
to
Tripe
throw
in this one.
first. Game on.
Well, at this level, holding in 6 visits is probably going to win you more legs than you're going to lose. It's not going to win you every leg, but you put a pie chart
43.
on the amount of times a player would win with that type of number, it'd be way in excess of half.
Feels like a
60.
player who's developing once again, though, doesn't he, Danny?
I think somebody who's playing with a real air of confidence and a real
77.
air of freedom as well.
How many darts has Robert Thornton had on the floor already today? He has got to be probably the most unfortunate player so far today.
140.
I'd say about 5 darts so far on the floor for Thornton. It's only game 2.
99.
Yeah, just going back to Danny, still works full-time, a delivery driver by trade.
140.
And he's hoping to have the last parcel into Champions Week come Saturday
90.
evening.
Danny, you require
He'll
161.
be hoping to have it signed, sealed and delivered. Is he going to deliver the 161? Plenty of time on side. Averaging
123.
here in excess of a ton. 103.29 the average right now for DVT.
140. Danny, you require 38. Game shot in the second leg.
2-0
Danny
it
Van
is.
Tripe.
15 darts off the back of the 16 in leg 1.
Third leg, it's Danny to
Holding
throw
in
first.
6 visits,
Game
breaking
on.
in 5 visits. And you get the sense that's going to be more than enough in this game.
55.
However, I will say that Danny Van Tripe is a very lucky boy that he's even got darts to throw tonight. Because
121.
Danny was partaking in a local competition. And he had left his darts at the local
96.
competition, walked out the building with his darts still there. It was lucky that a good Samaritan found his darts and as he was walking out said, Danny, you might need them.
60.
On top of that, he also got locked out of his accommodation earlier on this evening. So he had to get the
60.
landlord to bring the spare set of keys to open things up so we could go and get everything you needed for tonight. Forget Danny Van Tripe, he's Danny Van Fragile.
80.
Put it this way, you wouldn't want him
60.
delivering your goods because he'll
Robert, you
probably
require
take it to the wrong
140.
address.
$120.
Brilliant setup from Thornton. Leaving himself on a double after a dozen. Just beginning to play himself into form a little bit
60.
here, the form.
Robert, you require 20.
And I like the play in the last shot there for Thornton, just staying completely out the way of catching the dart and carrying it into the treble 20.
No score.
But those
Danny,
both
you
hitting
require
dart number one. Dart number
170.
one looked like it could have been a bit of a friend for him. It ended up being a deflection. Oh no.
145.
Robert Thornton would
Robert,
have
you
felt that
require
sinking
20.
being for just a second, but he gets another stab at double 10, now double 5.
Game shot.
How many
the third
times do you
leg,
see that? The
Robert
first one
Thornton.
goes wide of the mark, and then the second one hits the bed emphatically. Thornton breaks back 2-1.
Well, if
Fourth
that was a
leg is
different
Robert
sport,
to
you'd
throw
have said that's
first.
just hit someone in
Game
row's head. Followed by a Perla straight in the top corner.
Well, the size of the live lounge means there's no such thing as a rose head here.
60.
Probably get to like row I, maybe? As far back as you'd go.
85.
I get the sense there could be a few people in here on Saturday night. 96 the
61.
capacity of this particular venue. It does fill up very quickly, particularly for the
60.
big nights, the championship nights. Champions Week next week, and I'm sure that the Jimmy Van Ski Army will be there in full force. Probably
100.
pre-booking early if you want to be there next week. There's only a few tickets available, so if you want to grab them now. Scan the QR code thingy, and you can get your tickets for the Super Series.
140.
It's amazing, but you can even go to arenas now. And like
100.
literally, all you do is you scan your QR code, and it'll take you to like an ordering app, right? It'll take you to an ordering app,
42.
and you can order your drinks on the app, and then you can then have your drinks like almost like they do in like the McDonald's and.
85.
You mean to bring them to you, yeah? That's
Yes,
you order them and they bring you them, yeah? Who would have thought?
134. Robert, you require 95.
Oh, we've been saying about wayward darts for Robert Thornton. That's not the time to do it. Just a straight dart would give him a dart at the bullseye.
45.
Instead,
It's like 40.
Danny's got an
Danny, you
opportunity
require
now
40.
to regain that little bit of a cushion. And Robert Thornton there just signalling with his hand that it wasn't even
Game
close
shot
to
the
the
fourth
single
leg.
20.
Danny Van
A
Tripe.
wild dart, and he's been duly punished for it.
I think what Danny Van Tripe's doing
leg,
well
it's
tonight
Danny
is
to
just
throw
taking
first.
hold
Game
and
up.
taking charge of situations, isn't he? He's playing well. He's averaging just under 90, but he's been asked questions of
100.
both of his opponents this evening, and he's come up with the answers thus far. In fact, if you go on to dartshop.tv, as I've just done so
41.
by scanning the QR code, you can enter the Dartshop TV weekly prize draw, which this week you can win a £125 bundle
140.
of Michael Van Gerwen stuff. Shirt, flights, signed photo. Available for anybody to enter. www.dartshop.tv. Even you can enter, Matthew Edgar.
Already have. You know me, if anything's free.
140.
It'd look good in your office. Anyway, Van Tripe has already won a game this week for 121 checkout.
95.
Is he going to
Danny, you
do
require
so for a
121.
second time? Is he going to do so? No is the answer.
65.
But this has been a really polished performance from
60.
Van Tripe.
Danny, you require
And now
56.
looking to put the seal on it. Double top to complete a 4-1 win.
36.
Not quite there yet. But we'll be back.
$84. Danny, you require 20.
Double 10.
Game
Controlled,
start and the match, Danny Van
calm
Tripe.
and assured. The three adjectives best used to describe Danny Van Tripe so far this evening. 2 wins out of 2, and he has bossed the situation in both the games he's played. That was the tale of the tape. Coming up next, Cameron Carolison against Charlie Martin. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yes. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler! Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Danny Van Tripe got the better of Robert Thornton by 4-1. We're at the midway point of the evening session now in this Group B, and we reached the halfway mark with a meeting between Cameron Carolison and Charlie Martin. These two with real contrasting starts to their evening session, if the truth's going to be told. Carolison, a 4-1 victor over Robert Thornton. Decent performance, 4-180s, average just under 87. Whereas for Charlie, it was a slow start. Took the opening leg in his game against Gemma Hayter, but that was kind of as good as it got for the young man from Hersham. I say young man from Hersham, he's 5 years older than me.
First leg, it's Cameron to throw first.
Both of these
Game
two
on.
about to approach their 30s. And it's Carolison who approaches the hockey to get this game underway. Was saying to me earlier on this week that he's thinking about giving
60.
Q-School a go in January. He's Cameron, and irrespective of how he does in it, he's going to commit to playing some tournaments in the UK and Europe. If he gets his card, obviously he'll
59.
give the Pro Tour as good a go as he possibly can. But even if he misses out, he says he's going to play on the Challenge Tour and see how his commitments back home would then correlate to trying to give it as good a chance as he possibly can in the professional
22.
circuit.
That's what you've got to do now, isn't it? Find that commitment, and you've got to be sort of in the UK and in Europe
100.
to really be able to progress really in this sport. That's where the opportunities lie. That's where the serious money is. That's where the pathway is to the big time. I think he'll do all right.
100.
Certainly be a lively contender.
Well, he was saying yesterday to me that the biggest thing for him, particularly playing in things like
43.
this, he was saying is, in terms of Africa, you've got about 10, 12 players that really can mix it. But the biggest thing that they need to develop over the next few years is that next level below, because it is a little bit all or nothing where you've got those real top echelon players that really
140.
can play, but the level underneath needs improving. And for him, he just said sometimes he can play back home and there could just be that odd game here or there where he can just
59.
kind of switch off and still win, where actually playing over here and playing in the Super Series, every single game, game in, game out, he's got to be competitive, he's got to be at it. And that's actually been one of the biggest lessons he's learnt.
100.
I've had quite similar conversations when you talk about various tours, and you use the sort of
140.
conclusion
Cameron,
that
you require
sometimes playing
79.
darts is fun, but you can also have fun by being challenged and being competitive. You don't have to have fun in the sense of, I can just relax and enjoy myself.
Well, that's a missed big number. I suppose it's the natural development of the sport in the region, which
39.
is still
Charlie,
growing
require
all the
100.
time. Seen it in other areas like the United States and Canada, where certain organisations, the CDC in particular, has
40.
taken
Cameron, you
some
require
gambles and opened
40.
up tours, and they just knew over time that if they just kept doing it, things would improve. And that's exactly what the ADG are doing in Africa. And look, it's going to be a long-term project as he looks at double 10. Doesn't go, and so Martin will return
Charlie,
for
you require
60 to
60.
get the breaker to take out leg one. Double top it is.
Game
Double
shot the
top's
first
got.
leg. Charlie Martin. Second leg, it's Charlie to throw first. Game up.
You said it was a slow start for Charlie Martin in the opening game. Probably I'd go one further and say he never really did start.
57.
But getting the opening leg there could really sort of help his case in settling in, and he's had some success on that stage, hasn't he?
100.
He's won a lot of games, so you think they'd be coming in here quite positive.
Well, let's have a look at the player's angle of entry from our flight cam angle.
57.
Both players standing up to attention. And actually, you look at the action of Cameron, there's
100.
just seemingly from the outside looking in, and you're more qualified than me to talk about it, it just looks so silky smooth. And it looks reliable,
57.
dependable, an action that you can repeat on tap all the time.
It's a very big release, isn't it? Big movement. That's what you want, that big firm release. Do you know what it reminds me of in regards to that sort of long, extended, big release?
60.
Mike Warburton. Very similar to that sort of release, and everyone who sees Mike Warburton's throw always says of how nice it is on the
59.
eye and how almost textbook it is.
It's not a bad comparison to be made, is it, Mike Warburton?
$140.
I know we're talking hypothesis here, but if Cameron was able to have a really good run here at the Super Series, it would be a
58.
massive boost to
Cameron,
the
you require
African game. He's
101.
got 6 starts here from 101 to square this game back up at 1 apiece to get the break back. Down on the 19s. And then went for the bullseye with 82 left.
27.
Made a bit of a mess of that, mind.
$81. Cameron, you require 74. $58. Charlie, you require 132.
Well, usually his doubles has been his strong point this week, but 5 missed so far in this contest. But Martin isn't going to find a champagne finish to end this leg.
33. Cameron, you require
He's
16.
actually left it in no better position. Still on a 3 darter with that dart slipping into the 1.
$8.
Well,
Charlie, you
chances
require
are coming and
99.
going, and Martin is creeping ever closer. Tops.
59.
Cameron
you
has missed
require
8 darts
8.
at a double in this contest. You sense he can ill afford to miss any more. To eventually get the break back.
Game shot in the second
Finally
leg.
finds the
Cameron
double 4
Carolison.
to level this game back up at 1 apiece.
Third leg, it's Cameron to throw first. Game on.
How big would it be for darts in Africa if Cameron Carolison could A, win this week, and B, do some serious damage at Champions Week?
43.
Well, he's certainly got the game to do so, hasn't he? And maybe go a little bit further when you say do some damage. He's got all the credentials, he's got
81.
all the ingredients that you need to go and win a Champions Week.
The only problem he's got is in this week, he's got a former champion, or the lineal champion, Raymond Smith, who is looking so imperious, isn't he?
Don't we have 2 lineal champions though now? Darius Labanauskas
40.
hasn't been back, has he?
No, he was meant to be back, and then selfishly qualified for Euro Tours left, right and centre. Haven't seen Ted Evans this series
134.
either.
There's one more chance, isn't there? One more series to go this year.
I've not seen Stefan Belmont yet this year.
120.
There'll be some big names, aren't they? Series 12. Some there you just mentioned that we've missed in Series 11.
Yep, the odd player here and there that we're inviting to top up the numbers as well.
140. $140. Johnny, you require 146. $44. Cameron, you require 158.
Well, it would be somewhat an irony if, after the way he's been finishing so far in this contest, he was able to pluck out a 158, but Carolison not up to the task, and, well, that spat out dramatically.
6.
Well, that dart went halfway
Johnny,
down
you
the
require
hockey.
102. Yeah. 57. Cameron, you require 152.
So Carolison, 152. Not to be, and so Martin will
58.
return for what would be
Charlie, you
the
require
third
45.
consecutive break at the beginning of the match.
Game shot in the third leg.
Well, this
Charlie
one
Martin.
is turning a little bit into a breakathlon. 2-1 to Charlie Martin.
I think it'd be fair if I said maybe
Fourth leg, it's
expected a
Charlie
little
to
more
throw
from this
first.
game than what we've
Game
seen
on.
so far, and maybe we just got two players going against each other, maybe just giving a little bit too much respect to each other at the moment.
38.
Can sort of happen when you get two players that you feel on the face of things are quite evenly matched. How many times do we see this in the Premier League with your Man City and your Liverpool, and it turns into a 0-0 affair?
139. $58.
Got a game for you then, Mr. Deacon.
Oh, you know I love a game. Is it a 50-50 game?
I want you to assign a Premier League club to the 5 players this evening in Group B.
Oh, yes, now.
58.
Oh, I do enjoy this one.
91.
Cameron Carolison, I'm going to describe as Crystal Palace.
100.
Slowly creeping under the radar, but all of a sudden making waves. Let's just hope you don't get kicked out of this competition. Charlie Martin, ooh.
140.
I'm going to describe him as Wolves. Got potential, but I don't think it's fully been unlocked yet. Danny Van Tripe, I'd describe as Arsenal. Very good, but
60.
not quite achieved what he would have wanted to yet here.
$44. Cameron, you require 144.
We'll carry on that theme in the next leg. I'm assuming you want me to finish off the game, don't you?
We've got 2 more still to find out what Mr. Deacon's going to assign to them. But on the dartboard right now, Charlie Martin
60.
looking to assign
Charlie,
the
you
first
require
holder throw in this
130.
game. 2 darts at the treble 20. Well, he needs to find the 1. Would have gave him a dart at the bullseye. Not going to find
65.
it. Goes for the bullseye
Cameron, you
anyway to try and
require
leave himself on
84.
tops. Just half his score. Leaves himself very, very handy. Should Cameron not keep the trend of breaks of throw going on.
Bullseye!
59.
Not to be.
Charlie, you require 65.
So Martin looking at 65 to open up a 2-leg gap in this game. That single free means that he's going to need to return to the ball, and that look on his face tells you exactly what you need to know, because that is so handy.
Game shot in
So
the fourth
handy.
leg.
And
Charlie
that has
Martin.
opened up a 2-leg gap for Charlie Martin.
Big
Fifth
saviour
leg is
there.
Cameron to throw first.
He would have been
Game
thinking when he thrown that first dart and he went into 3, why couldn't that just go slightly left or right, get the 19 or the 17, recovered it well. But 100% on the outer ring is where the damage has been done. Cameron just 1 from 10.
140.
That there tells you everything you need to know about this game.
Shall we finish the game off?
Yeah, I'm interested to see where you're going here.
So, Danny Van Tripe is Arsenal. Cameron Carolison's Crystal Palace. Charlie Martin's Wolves. Gemma Haight I'm going to describe as Fulham. Just ultra reliable.
180.
You know what you're going to get from her. Robert Thornton is possibly the toughest one. I'm going to describe Robert Thornton like Chelsea. Had a lot of previous
23.
successes in the past. He's had a couple of lean years, but now really looking to win silverware again.
I thought Robert Thornton was the easiest one. I thought it was Man United.
44.
I'll let you tell him that.
78. Cameron, you require 137.
Meanwhile, you've been described as West Ham United your years on tour. Hanging on year in, year out. Actually, no, let me correct
97.
that. You were Wigan Athletic from 2007 to 2013. Hanging on every single year until eventually you lost your card.
81.
But you didn't win the
Cameron,
FA
you
Cup.
require 40. $32.
Sensible play there. Opting to split. I don't think there's a player I've ever met in
75.
the best time
Cameron,
of
you
playing the
require
sport
8.
who ever likes double five. Double five, double nine, double seven tend to be the three that people hate the most. And that's something that Cameron's not going to have to worry about right now.
No score.
But he may have to worry about Charlie Martin soon, because if he can find a score here, he's going to get himself in striking range.
58.
Particularly with double five. It's not the
Cameron, you
positioning of the
require
double because
8.
it's right next to tops. It's just the fear of what happens when you move inside. 2 4s for 3-2.
Game shot in the fifth
continue.
there. Cameron Carrollison.
3-2.
Sixth leg, it's Charlie to throw first.
This will be the leg
Game
that
up.
Charlie Martin would have been thinking about when he got 3-1 ahead. This leg with the throw will be the one where I'll be trying to get over the line and get the points on the
86.
board. And if it is the case, 4 players will be on the board already after the first 2 cycles of fixtures.
Right, so we've gone through everybody else's Premier League club. If I was a Premier League football club, Matt, what would I
85.
be?
A disaster.
55.
I'd probably end up being Derby County, wouldn't I?
Don't flatter yourself.
Yeah. Paul Jewell, wasn't he the manager that season? Somehow managed to survive the whole season.
140. $140. $60. $100.
It's down to a finish that will see him over the line and get his first 2 points on the board. It's not been the performance that Charlie Martin would have expected at the start of this evening, but it could still be the points, and that's the thing that matters.
100.
You're not always going to play
Charlie,
your A
you've got
game. You need to
120.
find ways to grind out victories.
Not seen a ton plus checkout so far tonight. We're not going to see one
100.
there, but we're going to see one
Cameron, you require
here.
116.
Can Cam come up with the answers? To take us all the way. Precarious.
Risky.
80. Charlie, you require 20.
2 10s to wrap it up for Charlie Martin. And I mean that everybody would be pretty much conjoined at the hip in this group. Charlie Martin gets the better of Cameron Carrollison by 4 legs to 2, and that means we've reached the halfway stage of the night. And that is how he did it. Decent doubling, 4 from 5 from him, 2 from 8 from Carrollison. That was really the tail of the tape. Hayter Thornton's next.
54. Charlie Maguire, 164. 44. 32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
required
hockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think he's gone to bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got in the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
So, we are midway through the night's action here in Group B, and this is what we watched so far. Before the break, Charlie Martin got the better of Cameron Kowalczyk by 4-2. And, well, at the halfway point in the evening, it's all about Danny Van Tripe so far. 2 wins from 2 for DVT, and he is top of the table. We can have a look at that for you now. Everybody else, apart from Robert Thornton, has picked up points tonight. It looks like it's going to play out as we expect this Group B to be, and that's very, very tight. Van Tripe getting himself in front, but the other positions could be all to play for, and it is Gemma Hayton and Robert Thornton that go head-to-head in our 6th game of the evening. Opportunity for Gemma to move on to 4 points here and join Danny at the top of the table. And actually, the one thing that does fall into Gemma's lap is the fact that she's got the game against Danny out the way. So she could finish the night with 6 points, and it'd be a very good position for her to then progress her way through to Saturday's finals. It'd be very interesting to see how that one's going to pan out. Robert Thornton, her opponent, who improved from game 1 to
First
game
leg, it's
2.
Gemma to
But just
throw
kind
first.
of really,
Game
wasn't he,
on.
out-muscled by Danny Van Tripe, who just was seemingly a score ahead in pretty much every leg, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Robert Thornton starting to get to grips
140.
with things, starting to get the darts a little bit more congested around that treble 20. Was really spraying them around in the opening game, but you did feel, as a competitor, he'd
60.
need a game or two to sort of get into things here. Hasn't played a lot of darts, understandably, over the last couple of weeks. Was
60.
starting to find his stride. starting to look a little bit more dangerous in game number 2.
40.
Everyone's had a couple of fixtures, a couple of games on the
85.
stage now. This is normally the point of the tournament where things just start to warm up a little bit because everyone's had a couple of games. Another bounce out for Robert Thornton that have been
120.
plaguing him all evening. But everyone's had a couple of games and we're not quite in the part of the tournament yet where you start looking at the table and start to panic. This is like freedom time now.
21.
That one bounced out the actual segment.
Yeah, we're at that stage of the night where we're going to have the tungsten teaser in the next leg. So I hope you're all looking forward to that.
85.
Are you looking forward to the tungsten teaser, Matt?
No one is.
37. 44. Gemma, you require 158.
So Gemma first poke at 158. Another one of them. Would have left double 19. Thornton in a similar scenario with the 152.
134. Robert, you require 152.
Which he's not going to take out. So Hayter double 12 to open up a one-leg lead.
140.
Going to have to take out the
Gemma,
double
you
12 because
require
Thornton's left himself
24.
on a double. The double that Robert will be looking for if he comes back. But he's not going to get a look at the double 6 because
Gemma
Hayter takes
Hayter.
it out first. 1-0.
Second leg, it's Robert to throw first. Game on. $48.
Right, are you ready for tonight's tungsten teaser, Matt?
100.
Go on.
Robert Thornton broke the record for the highest ever recorded average in a double-in, double-out match
120.
in Double Trouble 3 back in March against Steve West. But what was the average?
125.
That is your Thursday night tungsten teaser.
43.
Which we don't usually do a tungsten teaser with a night session, but you know what? I think tonight deserves one.
100.
Gemma Hayter showing some real quality here. Making a bit of a move on the Robert Thornton darts.
100.
Essentially broken the throw here going into the business end of the leg. And still continuing to find.
140.
What a leg of darts this is. These are double after 12.
Well, we saw it in a previous game, didn't we, against Charlie Martin. The scoring
140.
couldn't criticise at all.
Gemma,
Kate
you
missed a
require
fair few at a
36.
double, but she was leaving herself in these types of positions after 4 visits, pretty much leg in, leg out.
18.
But that was the
Robert,
glaring
you
problem.
require
The difference
50.
was against Charlie Martin, he was doing nothing in return, so she had that time and luxury. Thornton's
shot
not
the
going to
second
give
leg,
her that.
Robert Thornton.
Pins the tops first time. When Thornton's pinning tops, then you are in trouble.
Third leg is Gemma to throw first. Game on.
Almost a look of relief there, though, for Robert Thornton, wasn't it? Much improved performance this from the Thorn.
46. $59.
All three of those on the wire, and that causes frustration as well. When you're spraying them around, it's frustrating. When you're right on the wire, it's frustrating. It's a very annoying game,
140.
darts.
It's a sport that the love and hate relationship can be very much intertwined with
42.
one another.
Got to be said, though, this scoring display from Gemma Hayter is one of the most consistent I've seen from her so far. Not just today, but from
100.
the last couple of visits here. This is good, solid power scoring.
$76.
I say, she rectify her doubles, then she is going to be a tangible threat. Forget about this group, a tangible threat on Saturday, because the scoring has been up there with pretty much most that we've seen this week.
140.
How many times have we said this? She's either on a double or she's on a two-darter after 12. She keeps doing that leg in, leg out with a decent doubles percentage.
59.
She's going to be a threat
Gemma,
to
you
anybody in her
require
way. Simple as
75.
that.
$55.
Well, that scoring power again on display. That this time is going to give her a little bit of leeway at the back end of the leg. We'll get a return. We'll likely get 2 returns.
98.
Time
Gemma,
on the
you
side.
require
But
20.
you do feel it needs to go early. No drama, and
Game
that
start
was
the
no
third
drama for
leg.
Gemma Hayter.
Hayter.
Nice little 16 darter there to regain that lead and hold on to the throat.
Fourth leg,
I
it's
feel that's what
Robert
she
to
needed,
throw
wasn't it?
first.
Drama-free,
Game on.
confident, 1 dart. Just to give that positive vibes.
Well, look, it's a good performance. Average just under 86, and that's with 6 missed darts at a double. Just looking at her
42.
scoring. 5-2 treble visits in the game after just 3 legs. 4-1 treble visits in this game after 3 legs.
100.
The scoring power's given her opportunities, and then she can. She don't even really need to tidy up by much. And I feel like I'm being ultra critical of the doubling.
134.
But if she can score like this and beat around a base of 33%, she's going to take some beating this week.
It's just the story, isn't it? You can only say what you see. And that's exactly what it is.
41.
I'm sure if you'd have told Gemma Hayter before she thrown a dart, you're going to go against Robert Thornton and you're going to outscore him. She'd have bit your hands off. She'd be delighted with that.
100.
One of the best power scores at his pop that we have seen. I always feel like a player that doesn't get
100.
the credit that perhaps he deserves for some of his achievements and the way that he won the stuff he won as well. Beating Prime Phil Taylor at the UK Open, beating
95.
Prime MVG at the World Grand Prix. Grand Slam final. Of course, twice a seniors world champion towards the latter stage of his career.
Robert, you require 130. $65. Gemma, you require 160.
Well, the 160 isn't going to go. Thornton returning, looking for
40.
65 to
Robert, you require 65.
level this match back up at 2 apiece.
50 scored.
It's double 4.
61.
Just
Gemma,
moves
you require
inside.
120.
1 of each on the 20 corridor. Well, safe to say that one's caught the barrel on the way in.
44. Robert, you require 4.
It's like 2 go-karts colliding into one another. Block bet. And Thornton couldn't find a way through. And Hayter
Gemma, you
now,
require
it's almost like roles
76.
reverse really, isn't it? Robert doing the scoring, unable to finish the leg off, and Hayter could punish as a result.
68.
But unable to.
Robert, you require 2.
Robert's favourite double is
Game
tops
starting the
next
fourth
door.
leg. Robert
So
Thornton.
double 1 levels us up. You can
Fifth
see
leg,
that
it's Gemma
bit of
to throw
frustration there for
first.
Gemma
Game on.
Hayter. She missed 3 darts to be 2-0 up. She's missed 2 darts to be 3-1 up.
81.
This is where you just need to show that experience and that composure because she's still in control. She's still got the advantage of the throw.
26.
Going to see Robert at Epsom Racecourse later on in the year. He's going to be partaking in the Seniors Darts Match Play Tournament.
100.
Saturday, November the 15th. And the same website, you can get your tickets for the Super Series. You can get your tickets for that.
83. 45. 140. 81. 100.
Finally in the balance here. Real key exchange over the next 6 darts in regards to the destiny of this match, you feel.
100. Robert, you
gets
require
herself down to a possible 2 darter.
And he's going to get a look at the
60.
94 to
Gemma,
move
you
3-2 to the
require
good, and then to
94.
go within a leg of winning the contest.
54.
Leave
Robert, you
himself on
require
top.
92.
Thornton cannot find the 92. Double. Gets the first. Gets a
Game shot
second
in the fifth
double
leg,
18.
Robert
And that
Thornton.
could turn the tide in the favour of the Fawn. A moment of quality for the Twice World Seniors champ.
6th leg, it's Robert to throw first. Game on.
And it's fair to say that may well
54.
have just annoyed Gemma a little bit at the back of the stage.
Well, when that happens, you start to count up the missed opportunities. But she's channeling it well.
135.
Went for the big open side of the bed there, but enough damage was done with dart 1 and 2.
100.
Getting that first dart straight in the treble. Top wire, ideally where she wants it to be.
140.
She has lost a scoring power, which we was lauding at the start of this game, but starting to find it here now. The chips are down.
43.
It's fair to say, a game of peaks and troughs. Very much some ups and downs in this particular game.
100.
What a leg this is from Gemma Hayter. 3 good power scores there. Leaves her on a 1 treble combination. And she won't have to go for the bullseye here.
59.
Because Robert
Gemma, you
Thornton not
require
on a finish.
126.
So 126 to take us all the way to a last leg decider. Couldn't find the treble 10, but it's going to have
78.
time to make, which is why she went down for the double 10 in the end.
Robert will just be thinking here, find a 140. Apply a bit of pressure. We know Gemma's
59.
doubles haven't been great,
Gemma,
but
you
she's going to get
require
6 starts here at the
48.
48 to get the throw back. And a leg away from a very big victory here.
Bends the wire again.
Game shot in the 6th leg.
And
Gemma
we go all the way
Hayter.
to a last leg decider. Just the second,
Seventh
isn't
and
it? I think
final
there's
leg,
just,
it's
was there just
Gemma
the
to throw
one
first.
4-3 this
Game on.
afternoon?
Yeah, it wasn't many. All the games going sort of 4-1, 4-2. Very one-sided affairs.
92.
There'll be plenty of darts thrown in Group C tomorrow afternoon when we resume from 1 p.m.
83. 36. 58. 60.
You said in the last one it felt like Gemma Hayter's performance here has been very in and out, and, well, more evidence of that here. That excellent leg to get back to the
26.
situation where she's got the advantage, she becomes the favourite, and now struggling to find that scoring power once again.
80. 100.
Separated by just 1 point after 6.5 legs worth of
60.
play. Maybe not the greatest maths there, though, from Gemma Hayter. We'll see here Robert Thornton utilise the board to greater effect and to good application.
139. $133.
Tops
Robert,
left
you
for
require
Gemma.
95.
Both players on a finish to win it. Both players on the cusp of what would be 2 big points. Thornton's not going to take out the 95. Much of his frustration could well be
39.
3 defeats out of 3 for him. But Gemma
you
Hayter looking
require
at
40.
tops to move on to 4 points and to put herself in a really good
Game
position in
start
the
and the
group.
match,
And there's
Gemma
no
Hayter.
mistake about the match start, was there? Even if at times the doubling has been a bit of a concern. But look, this is a very good night so far for Gemma Hayter. Lost the first one against Danny Van Truyck, but 2 from 2 from that point onwards. Robert Thornton has a game against Charlie Martin in game 8 to get his first win on the board. But next up, it's Danny Van Truyck against Cameron Carolison. Yeah, an audience with Phil Taylor will be live on the Super Series channel, and that will be after the live darts is completed tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be 6 o'clock, but it could be a little bit after. Back to the action tonight here on Pluto TV, where before the break, Gemma Hayter got the better of Robert Thornton by 4 legs to 3. Game 7 is a meeting between Danny Van Tripe and Cameron Carolus. Right, what on earth is he doing now? I think he had a stone in his shoe and he's trying to get rid of it. He really is, if you spend some time with Danny, a walking, talking meme machine. I suppose at least he's going to try and tie his shoe up so he doesn't fall off the stage. I suppose there is that, but if he wins this game, Matt, it could be as close to a shoe-in for Saturday night.
There's one thing, though, I've not seen from Danny Van Tripe. I've not seen him drink his water yet. I know last time he was here, he wasn't a big fan, was he?
Yeah, Danny Van Tripe has not got an annual subscription to the Portsmouth Spring Water Service. He took one sip. Oh, right, and he's even given us a thumbs up. Bless him. Yeah, he had one sip of it, and it was as if he had a very famous Sweet
First leg is Danny
Company's
to throw
Tang
first. Game on.
Fastics.
$140. $140.
Well, so far it has been so good for Danny Van
100.
Tripe. In fact, he's put the boot in on both of his opponents so far, beating Gemma Hayter by 4 legs to 2 and beating Robert Thornton by 4 legs to 1. Both averages in the mid to high 80s, and
100.
got to say, so far he has looked very calm, controlled, and just fully in sync, really, hasn't he?
80.
Yeah, he's looked good. Been impressive. He's looked like the favourite. This afternoon, Dean
91.
Finn was the favourite. Didn't quite play like so. Sometimes when you get that favourite tag, it adds a little bit of pressure.
95.
Van Tripe is
Cameron, you
used to the
require
pressure now.
170.
Yeah, I think that's the difference, isn't it? That little bit of experience that Danny would have over Dean. But he'll be back tomorrow for another Group C session.
43. Danny, you require 86.
We cannot wait to bring that to you. Bullseye for DVT.
50 left. 36 scored.
Just having a little look at where Cameron is to see.
61.
I was
Cameron, you
torn there.
require
I thought, is he going to go for
127?
this? He gave that a good long think.
You're saying he was a little bit Natasha Bedingfield? Well, this could be unwritten.
96. Danny, you require
It
25.
was Natalie Imbruglia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Game shot in the first
Well,
leg. Danny Van Tripe.
Things carrying like this, Cameron Carolus could be all out of faith.
Second
and I
leg is
wonder,
Cameron
well, that
to
is
throw
how
first.
Danny
Game on.
feels.
Yeah, I did wonder where he was going with Natasha Bedingfield. I thought, I can't think of any of her songs that would put that one in.
No, it was unwritten, wasn't it? A big one. I should know. I've seen her perform live.
100.
I have genuinely seen her live.
No one's
60.
doubting that, Henry.
She was at a music festival last year.
$59.
I tell you what, that song Unwritten had 2.3 million copies sold worldwide.
100.
And none of them make sense in relation to Danny Van Tripe.
86.
Danny Van Tripe is perhaps, unsurprisingly, one of them that enjoys that Dutch
100.
techno bits. You know, the...
Hardcore.
Yeah, oh yeah, very hardcore is Danny.
I was once in a car with Dirk van Duvenbode for about 6 hours. I felt like walking.
41.
He actually walked on to a song about Jan van Veen at the Dutch Open this year as he piles in the game's first max. He did the type of dancing that you want to see erased from your mind very quickly. That's coming from me.
135. Danny, you require
61 required for Danny to open up a 2-0 lead in this game. 49 remaining. Double top.
41.
Just low.
Cameron, you require 80.
Oh, cheeky.
Game shot in the second
Oh,
leg.
quality.
Cameron Corolison.
Cheeky quality. I always think it's
Third leg, it's
unnecessary to
Danny
go
to
that
throw
way when you've got 3
first.
darts in
Game
your
on.
hand, but right now he's going to feel 10 feet tall.
And still be a foot shorter than Danny Van Tripe. It's one of them, isn't it?
100.
The 18, you go tops. If it goes, you look the hero. If it doesn't go, then there'll be question marks to be had. It's that kind of aggressive play.
It's overly aggressive 'cause it only
100.
takes just a tiny little surge and you've thrown one off the board, and then it has to be perfect from that point.
140.
Last time Van Tripe played a week, he lost in the final to Shane McGurk.
60.
And we're going to see Shane McGurk back at Champions Week once again this time because he won his week. He's going to
43.
travel down on Sunday and acclimatise to Portsmouth once again.
$40. $84. $58. Danny, you require 134.
134 for Van Tripe.
94.
Tops left for Van Tripe to open up a 2-1 lead.
$24. Danny, you
So
require
tops for Danny
40.
to move 2-1 to the good.
Game shot in the third
Into the
leg.
top
Danny
corner,
Van
Danny Van
Tripe.
Tripe is 2-1 up.
Fourth leg is Cameron to throw first. Game on. $57. $76.
Oh, it's another polo mint max for Carolison. His grouping is absolutely
100.
tremendous.
$94.
Well, decided that he wanted the fish, and so he hit this big 14 to ensure it.
Seems a strange play again.
140.
You're just
Cameron,
burning
you
a dart.
require
You're sacrificing.
170.
A single 20 would have still left him a finish.
But he loves the big fish. And he almost got the big fish.
127.
Even if that would have went, I still wouldn't have said it was the right thing to do. especially at this point of the game.
100. Cameron, you require 43.
Misses this. Danny Van Tripe could make him pay.
Double 16 for 2-2.
Game
2-8
shot in the
squares
fourth there.
up.
Cameron Carrollison. Fifth egg is Danny to throw first. Game on. $100.
So all square we are. You're going to be here next week, Matt, and I just want to get some thoughts from you about the Champions Week that's coming up. Look, we've got one more name to go into the hat, but of those
43.
that already qualified, who do you like the look of as somebody that could go on and win the lot, win
41.
the jackpot?
Take your pick. Scott Taylor's done it before. Could follow in the footsteps of Luke Littler, picking up 2 titles here at the Super Series. Jimmy Van Ski looks likely
140.
to pick one up at some point. But you feel time's not on his side in regards to the amount of opportunities he's going to get here at the Super Series.
40.
WWF World Champion Shane McGurk in there. Derek Coulson. But I'm going to go for one from a little bit left field here. I'm going to go for a little bit of a surprise package. I'm going to go with Graham Usher.
I don't think that's a surprise.
40.
I don't think it'd be a surprise at all if he won. Played some decent stuff when he won it. On his week. I think we might potentially have the winner playing this week.
40.
Raymond Smith gets through Saturday. Danny Van Tripe gets through Saturday. This man gets through Saturday. They're all going to be dangerous. But I think Raymond, if he gets through Saturday, I think he might be the value play. Because I don't think the bookies have put him as favourite.
100.
But he could be a 6-7-1 shot. And I think he would be a 6 or 7-1 play that would be backable.
60.
I think Shane McGurk's got an amazing chance. He's playing the best darts of his life right now.
So who do you think will be favourite then?
Of the 11 there right now, I think it'll be Shane McGurk.
99.
From Derek Coulson, maybe. Cannot rule out DC. Playing 4
60.
consecutive Champions Weeks.
Cameron,
He's
you
made the
require
Saturday and the previous
79.
3. Quality operator. Double top. Oh, you can see the
39.
puncher mark where that bounced in and out.
Danny, you require 160. $100. Cameron, you require 40. Game shot in the fifth leg. Cameron
pins the top to go
Carrollison.
3-2 to the good. And look, you can't also rule out former champion in Scott Taylor, can you? Who
Sixth
every time he
leg,
gets
it's
again
Cameron
to
to throw
Champions Week, he
first.
gets through
Game
to the
up.
Saturday. Also playing at a 4th Champions Week. I think we can all agree on this. It's going to be some week next week.
Going to take some winning. When there's
100.
£25,000 on the line, you tend to get a quality lineup like this.
The other thing I would say, though, is you actually look at some of the players in there. The standard's going to be very good.
42.
But for a Scott Taylor, say, for example, and a Graham Usher, say, for example, one of the things they're going to have to deal with is the pace. Because you look at the likes of Derek Coulson,
140.
he's not the quickest. Adam Gavlas, Andy Hamilton, a little bit more sedate in their pace. Even Jess Smith's not the world's quickest player. And so for the quicker players, it's going to be adjusting to that and playing against that, possibly, probably
85.
game in, game out. But that's a conversation for another day, and that day will be Monday, 9:30,
140.
where Vincent van der Voort is going to be a part of our broadcast team.
$180. Danny, you require 121.
To take us all the way, Danny Van Tripe looks at double 18. That would have been for a
103.
third
Cameron, you
1-2-1
require
check out of the week.
136.
Well, the 7th maximum of his Group B campaign has given this opportunity at the 136. Not going to go, but The big takeaway there is that maximum hitting. Incredible.
96. Danny, you require 18.
For 3-3, 2 9s in the
Game
top
shot,
corner,
6th leg,
13
Danny Van
darter.
Tripe.
Best leg of the match. First leg in 5 visits for Danny Van Tripe.
7th and final leg, it's Danny to throw first. Game on. $55. $100.
If Ray or Cameron end up winning tomorrow night or Saturday night, mean that there'd be 3 different continents involved at Champions League, because you've got Jess Smith for
100.
North America, a heap of European players, and you could potentially have an African or an Asian player involved in that, or Oceanic player, I suppose. Well, actually, Australia's a continent itself.
40.
The only continent country in the world. There's your fun fact of the day, Matt.
140. $125. $85.
Well, Van Tripe first to a finish, and look what he's left again. The old 1-2-1. He's going to take it out at some point tonight, isn't he? Surely. Haven't seen a ton plus checkout yet tonight.
Oh, look at this.
100.
What a touch of quality, what a
Danny, you
touch of
require
class. His third
121.
maximum of the game. He's going to get an opportunity to
81.
win the match.
Cameron, you require 56.
You've got to say, it really opens the group up. Carolison would move on to 4 points alongside Hayter and Van Tripe if he can find this 56. It's double top. And he only needed
and the
1
match,
dart
Cameron
to get the
Carolison.
beating of Danny Van Tripe. A 4-3 win for the Javelin against Danny. These two have become really good friends this week. But it is Carolison who has got the beating of Danny Van Tripe. A first defeat of the evening for DVT, despite his best numbers of the evening. And up after the break, we're going to watch Robert Thornton take on Charlie Martin. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yes. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion, Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler! Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we reach game 8 of our night session here in Pompey. And we've got a meeting between Robert Thornton and Charlie Martin to enjoy. For the break, we saw Cameron Carolison inflict a first defeat of the night upon Danny Van Tripe. A 4-3 success for the South African means that there's 3 players at the top tied on 4 points, and it could be a 4-way tie if Charlie Martin can get a win in this one. For Robert, looking to get his first win in what is his final match of the session. Charlie, one more game to go against Danny Van Tripe at the end of the
First
evening.
leg, it's Robert to throw first. Game on.
Got to say, Matt, we've even with those couple of 4-3s, have kind of raced through the games tonight.
Been a good standard, it's been a good pace, and I think we're
81.
going to get the similar here. A nice pace, nice rhythm, nice flow, where we may start to see the best of Charlie Martin come out, because so far this evening, we've yet
81.
to see that. He did pick up the victory against Cameron in the last game that we saw him play, but that was an average in the low 70s, and we've come to expect a little
42.
bit more of Charlie Martin over the last sort of 6 months or so.
Yeah, his success last year, particularly
58.
on the ADC circuit, has definitely brought himself to the attention of many. Pretty much a permanent
45.
fixture now, isn't he, here at the Super Series as a result of those exploits. Tour Championship runner-up.
140.
Losing out to Andy Bolton in that particular final by 4 legs to 1. He then get an invite through to the Global Championship.
99.
Make it through to the quarterfinals Sunday. But the quarterfinals would be as far as he would go in that particular competition.
58.
I suppose he's in that difficult situation as well, where you almost feel like when you have a
95.
year as good as what he's
Charlie,
had,
you
you almost
require
feel like you've got to back it up the
164.
year after, and hasn't been able just yet to do exactly that. Look at her 164, not to be on this occasion. And so
121.
Thornton looking at
Robert, you require
139 for the opening
139.
leg.
Can't do it. Charlie Martin doing the damage in the scoring phase, giving him an
99.
opportunity here to
Charlie,
break
you
Robert
require
Thornton at the first
43.
possibility. He's going to need to break Robert at some point in this game. So he might as well do it in the very first leg.
Charlie Martin.
That one of the most clinical legs Charlie Martin's thrown all night.
Second leg, it's Charlie
Bit
to
more
throw
like
first.
it
Game
from
on.
CM. To be honest, I'm
51.
absolutely surprised that Owen Binks isn't here this evening, to be perfectly honest with you. I would have thought he'd be the first person in the building when we said
95.
Mr. C. Martin was here. He's the lead singer of Coldplay. And Owen likes Coldplay.
43.
So much so, he's going to see them 3 times in a week.
96.
Totally normal behaviour. A little bit like leaving baked beans in the
60.
tin in the microwave.
Well, this is really interesting, isn't it, from Charlie Martin? He had that great opening leg, looked good against the throw, and then he sort of reverted back to the
42.
Charlie Martin we've seen so far this evening, which has just been a little bit erratic. He thought after the opening leg maybe the little bit of pace injected in this
25.
game may be helping him out, but 12 darts thrown here, he's still in the 300s.
Am I being fair in saying that he hasn't really been able to properly get going this evening?
128.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I also get the sense, having watched Charlie enough now, to kind of get the impression that he's
121.
very much a
Robert,
streaky
you
player,
require
and he plays his best stuff
140.
in patches, as opposed to maybe, as we see from maybe like a Danny Van Chuyk, for example, maybe something a little bit more streamlined.
100.
Probably the next step for him, isn't it, to kind of break that mould and maybe break into that next echelon that he'd like to.
Yeah, it feels like he only tends to win with that A game or certainly the
35.
B plus.
Robert, you require
You're not
40.
going to be there that often.
And look, he's not going to be the first or the last player that we talk about in those sorts of terms.
35.
Now, Robert could have made a decision to split there with Charlie back on 166, but went for the double five and went inside.
58. Robert, you require 5.
He's going to have to burn one when he comes back.
1. Charlie,
A bit
you
of a mess of it
require
here. 5 darts at the
108.
double miss by Robert Thornton. Charlie Martin's not really been in this leg at any point, but just one treble would have given him a dart at a double to steal the leg.
52. Robert, you require 4.
24 darts thrown. Not even down
Game
to a
shot in the
finish
second
yet. Well,
leg.
down to a
Robert
finish, but not
Thornton.
a double there for Charlie Martin. Just shows how poor that was of a scoring leg.
Third leg is Robert to throw first. Game on. $135.
Up and down quicker than a bouncy marble, Charlie Martin.
140. $99. $55. $100.
Thornton 167 to open up a 2-1 lead.
99. Robert, you require 167.
And he's got time and he's got comfort in this particular leg to get his nose in front in the contest.
100.
Tun leads himself on 67, nestling the treble with his final dart.
$96. Robert, you require 67. Game
Now,
shot
that was in the
third leg,
treble
Robert
dart
Thornton.
2, which meant double 10 was the location with dart 3. And so 2-1 Thornton leads in this game.
Fourth leg, it's Charlie to throw first. Game on.
Boy, it'd make him feel good if he could pick these 2 points up.
They're to be had, aren't they? Charlie Martin's still yet
96.
to really find his range in any game this evening. And Robert Thornton may be aware of that as well, certainly if he's been watching on in the screen in the
60.
back. And he's very experienced enough to know that getting 2 points on the opening night is enough to keep you really competitive. We've seen players qualify who lost all
140.
games on the opening night.
Will Collins lost 6 games and qualified for it. That's not going to happen in this group, but
60.
wins this and he completes the card tomorrow, he can't not qualify. But I don't think for Robert that Usually when he's
57.
here, he'll be talking up, right, I want that win that week, win that week. Of course, he's going in and have that expectation that he wants to go and do something. But for him, I'm not sure whether this week's going to be
54.
judged based on results. I think it's going to be judged on how he feels come the end of it, how he feels he's dealt with the experience. And I think for him, it's just a case
94.
of just getting back on the horse again. This isn't a week where we judge Robert Thornton's level of performance. This is
93. Charlie, you
a week
require
that we give Robert the
114.
platform to kind of get himself going again. Not had a ton plus checkout yet.
74.
I genuinely cannot remember the last time we had a session without a ton plus checkout. I don't think we have.
100. Charlie, you require
Any checkout
40.
will be important though right now for Charlie Martin. You won't care if it's a 2 or a
Game start
170.
the fourth leg. Charlie Martin.
Looking good on the doubles though here. Getting one part of his game right. Struggled for a bit
Fifth
of
leg
scoring
is
power.
Robert to throw
but
first. Game
doubles
on.
so far this evening. 1 from 5, 4 from 5, 2 from 3. So 7 from 13.
139.
That is quality.
Fair to say, Robert Thornton's improving, isn't he,
57.
as the night goes along.
Oh, definitely.
Would have been bitterly
125.
disappointed to eventually have lost out to Gemma Hayter in a last leg decider in his last game. Very much embroiled in a battle here against Charlie Martin.
121. $80.
For Charlie Martin, those doubles will be giving him confidence. You've got to have something working in your game, something you can cling to,
100.
and
Robert,
he'll
you
be feeling
require
like give him an opportunity and
157.
it's going to go. This could be a window to get him back into this leg.
73.
Beautiful pick off there with the last one for Robert Thornton. But that's inviting.
99. Robert, you require
So
84.
Thornton back for 84. Now chasing around the bullseye.
35.
Going to find the line or length.
Charlie, you require 124.
So Martin to break here, 1-2-4. Triple 18. Not to be, and so Thornton to move himself one away from the first one of the
63.
night.
Robert, you require 49. 14 scored.
He's going to have to burn another one here, Robert Thornton. Will only get the one dart at the double. It's going to be double 16.
17. Charlie, you
That
require
Be a
61.
fatal blow.
Because not just did he miss a big number, also stopped him from having an opportunity at his favourite double at the board. Had to go across the 16s, as we know him as a tops and 10s man.
25. Robert, you require 32.
Well, that reaction tells you that Charlie Martin
Game
knows that
shot
was a
the fifth
chance. He
leg,
knows it was an
Robert
opportunity.
Thornton.
Wasn't able to take it. Robert Thornton puts himself a leg away. Charlie Martin has to be
Sixth leg,
perfect
it's
from
Charlie
here.
to throw first. Game on.
Will he get a better chance than the one we have just seen?
81.
Just beginning to get the feel with Charlie that he's a man that's got the weight of the world on his shoulders.
83. $125.
Much better. Here's Robert Thornton's last game of the night. The answer to the Tungsten teaser.
100.
What was Robert Thornton's average when he beat Steve West in the record-breaking double-in, double-out match? 108 on the nose.
41.
Beats Alan Warren a Little's record of the World Grand Prix, which still stands as the World Grand Prix record. 107.
100.
Which, to be honest, if it's going to be done at the Grand Prix, it's going to be done in an early game, isn't it? When someone goes a bit ballistic, you'd say. Won't be done over a best of 7 or a best of 9.
93.
Baronis was done, I think, over... I think it was in a quarter-final, wasn't it? It was quite deep in.
100. Charlie, you require 161. $99. Robert, you require 118.
So 118 for Thornton to wrap up a 4-2 win. It's double top.
Game shot.
To find the
Robert
points
Thornton.
that Robert Thornton needed and wanted to end the night. And it's so good to see Robert Thornton back in the winner's enclosure. He ends his night with a victory. It's been so good to see him again. And it's so good to see him winning again. A 4-2 win ends his night, and it gives him a glimmer of hope going into tomorrow. Coming up after the break, Cameron Carolison takes on Gemma Hayter. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. So before the break, Robert Thornton got the better of Charlie Martin by 4-2. So we go into two more matches for our night. Cameron Carolison takes on Gemma Hayter here. The winner will end their night with 6 points on the board and would guarantee at the very least a tie for the top of the table. Now these two cannot be separated so far this evening. 4 points plus 2 the pair in terms of legs difference. 10 legs, one
First leg
apiece.
is Cameron to throw
On paper,
first.
they can't separate
Game
them in
on.
terms of results, but on paper, in terms of performance, can they be separated, Matthew Edgar?
Well, this is the sort of game I really like when you get that sort of head-to-head clash where you
43.
can't separate them in regards to the table, but there's one place you can separate them. Put them head-to-head on the hockey. And they'll be very well separated come the time that they're finished with this fixture, because it will be their first game tomorrow as well. So by the time they've got past each other, well, I'd say there'd be a separation, but let's say, for example, they repeat the result. 4-2 today to one player, the other one wins 4-2 tomorrow. We're still gridlocked.
52.
As you were in the league table.
I think the smallest range of performance, though, tonight goes to Gemma Hayter out of the two. Just a range of around about 6 points. That's from the lowest to the highest, where Cameron's range is over 13 points, but his best has been
60.
better.
For Gemma, it's kind of been a night of two portions in terms of her performance. The scoring at times has been as good as anybody, but
59.
there has been some issues when it's come to the doubling, but the games against Charlie Mine and Robert Thornton was afforded the luxury, particularly in the
60.
game against Chaz. But what's she going to do with Cam looking to finish his night off with a win?
140. $100. Cameron, you require 38.
Doesn't have to go for this,
Game
but
shot
goes
the
straight
first
forward
leg.
and finds
Cameron
it first
Carolison.
start. 1-0 to Cam.
Second leg, it's Gemma to throw first. Game on. $97.
Quallison, the second player with the name Cameron to play here.
77.
Other one didn't do too bad, did he? David Cameron.
100.
If I remember rightly, David Cameron
21.
got through to a final and then made a bit of a pig's ear of it. Lost to Jim Long, I think, in that final.
180.
Hayter piles in a 180. First of the game.
$78. Gemma, you require 124.
So 124 for Hayter to square this game up at one apiece, not to be on this particular occasion. 82. So 72 score, 52 left.
84. $121.
Well, plenty of time to level up at one apiece. Kind of in the story of her night, really, in terms of the doubling. Outscoring opponents, getting opportunities at a double and needing the opportunities
20.
at a double. And that trend continues here.
$100.
50 darts
Gemma,
at a
you
double so
require
far for
20.
Gemma Hayter this evening, of which she's converted 10.
10.
Make that 53 darts at a
Cameron, you
double,
require
of which she's converted
104.
10.
Oh, this would hurt. This would be a crusher from Carolison, but he's not going to find the 104, and so Hayter
36.
is going to
Gemma, you
return looking at
require
double
10.
five, but that was an unlucky bounce out with the last there from Cam.
No score.
56 darts at a double,
Cameron,
of
you
which she's
require
converted
68.
10.
A shake of the head. I think she's almost expectant of what's going to happen next. Qualison's doubling this week has been his strong point.
Game
And he
shot in
has
the second
found
leg.
the
Cameron
double
Carolison.
16 to sting Gemma Hayter.
Third leg, it's Cameron to throw first. Game on.
And that stare as she trudged back down the oche into the background was one of a player that is absolutely sick and tired
100.
of the sight of the doubles around the edge of the board.
$100. $100. $45. $96. $55.
Well, Carolison kind of stole leg 2, didn't he? Gemma missing all of them opportunities, 0 for
59.
9 on the doubles in this game, and now really asserting his authority over the match.
100.
They need another
Cameron,
to
you
leave a
require
finish. Carolison
146.
146 to move free to the good here. Can't be done now.
40.
Oh, that last dart is a bit of a disaster for him. May get away with it, depending on what Gemma does here. Or he could be punished.
140.
He could
Cameron,
well
you
be
require
punished.
106.
He's going to need a ton plus checkout possibly here. He might get himself out of darting jail if he can have found the single number. Slip means that Hayter's back for the 61.
88. Gemma,
And
you
another
require
miss big number.
61.
He's going to come back for a double if there is a return, but the returning double would be double 9.
21. Cameron, you require 18.
There is awkwardness written all over this. Which is why I decided to split 14 double 2.
$16. Gemma, you require
The last 6
40.
darts have been nothing but messy for Carolison. And Hayter could pick the pieces up by
Game shot in the third
finding
leg.
double
Gemma
10.
Hayter.
In some weird way, Matt, it's probably the right scoreline, but in the wrong places.
Fourth leg, it's Gemma to throw first.
It's a bit like
Game
that
on.
quote from, I think it's the 2 Ronnies, wasn't it? All the right notes in all the wrong places.
125.
In fact, I've been reliably informed by my my director in my year, who is
93.
A few years more senior than me. That is Morecambe and Wise.
100. $43.
Slightly older than me, with the wiser bit will work out in due course.
85.
He's gonna kill me when I get out of this commentary box later. I think
100.
I think the first round will be on me after Champions Week.
$60.
Oh, what a setup this could be. Perfect setup for Carolison.
Gemma, you require
He's himself on a
131.
two-darter. If Hayter can't find the 131, which she's not up to the task.
91. Cameron, you require 94.
She leaves it handy. Can Cameron really cash in? That bullseye looks quite inviting. Oh, and he
Game shot
has.
the
He's
fourth
found
leg.
it. What a
Cameron
find that is
Carolison.
from Cameron. The damage was done with a big 171. Gemma Hayter probably
Fifth
thought she
leg
was
is
coming
Cameron
back.
to throw first. Game on.
But that is the re-break of throw. This could be a very good ending to the day here for Cameron. If he's on 6 points overnight in a group like this, you'd
100.
fancy his chances of getting through to Saturday night.
$58.
Well, what it could potentially do is open up a bit of daylight between the top two and the bottom two. If he wins this and Van Tripe wins against Charlie Martin in the last, them two would be 4 points ahead of the bottom two players going into the final night's worth of
78.
play.
Dream position. You don't see that go wrong too many times.
100.
And the two players, in terms of consistency and in terms of getting results, you wouldn't expect to have that kind of slip up. You'd expect them tomorrow night to get the couple of wins that they'd need to get themselves through to Saturday.
115.
I think we're already getting towards a position, if Carolison wins this game as it looks like he's going to, that I think maybe tomorrow night we're looking
100.
at who playing for third, who gets that third position. Gemma's in a good position on 4 points. Charlie Martin could move on to 4 points if he beats Danny Van Tripe, and that whole hypothesis would be irrelevant.
96.
There's been nothing wrong with the maximum hitting for Gemma Hayter tonight.
112.
Fifth of the evening. And she's going to get a look at the 63. Maybe that scoreboard pressure just off-put
80.
Carolison somewhat.
Gemma, you require 63.
Going to be just the one dart to save the match.
Game shot in the fifth leg.
That
Gemma
has
Hayter.
been what Gemma Hayter's weakness has been tonight. Missing those opportunities. Not here. Not when she
Sixth
needs
leg
it the
is
most.
Gemma to throw first. Game on.
And it's kind of a replica of the last leg, isn't it? Maximum score, combination finish.
70.
One dot in hand. Gemma Hayter's been okay. It's when she's had three at the ball where it's seemingly unravelled on the outer ring tonight.
$96. $140. $45. $45.
Looks like, Matt, we might be going all the way.
$140.
I think one thing we've learnt from this game is expect the unexpected. Both the last two legs twisting from a big maximum and then a combination finish.
100.
I hate to leave in 146 to take us all the way to a last leg decided. Carolus have a couple of troubles here. Really could change the complexion of this leg. And those couple of troubles are found to leave himself
Gemma,
at
you require
80.
146.
Hayter's not going to find the 146. I suppose it would have been a darting irony if she did.
58.
But Carolison
Cameron, you
looking at
require
80 to wrap this game up once and for all. It's going to be one dart. Well, it's not going to be a dart because of the bounce out with dart 2, clipping the barrel of dart 1.
40.
And so Hayter's going to get a reprieve
Gemma,
here.
you require 88.
Triple 17. Can't find Carolison.
32.
to end the
Cameron,
night
you require 40.
with 6 points to his name. It's double 10.
Game
Cameron
chart and the match,
Carrollton has
Cameron
taken a
Carrollton.
big step towards Saturday night. 6 points on Thursday, capped off with a 4-2 win over Gemma Hayter. And the South African ace is in a remarkably good position now to qualify through to Saturday on his Super Series debut. He's beaten Gemma Hayter by 4 legs to 2. One more game to go on this Thursday night, and it sees Danny Van Schrijp take on Charles Martin.
Charlie Maguire, 164. 44. 32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
requires
Oki with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
118.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George
require
Gay wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Got
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got in the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Skate.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Skate!
So the final game of the night is a meeting between Charlie Martin and Danny Van Schrijp. For Danny, he could join Cameron Carrollton on 6 points. He got there after getting the better of Gemma Hayter by 4 legs to 2. And actually any win for Van Schrijp in this game, and he would finish the evening top of the table. As for Charlie, just the 1 win so far from his
First
evening.
leg
That
is
coming
Charlie to throw first. Game on.
in his second game against Cameron Carrollton. That the defeat which stopped Cam from completing the cards.
41.
We'll see Cam again tomorrow night.
41.
We'll see Gemma again tomorrow night. We'll see Robert again tomorrow night. We'll see these two again tomorrow night. Who's going to win the final Thursday duel?
62.
Amazing to think, Matt, it was 12 hours ago you started your shift. And a lot of darts later,
100.
eventually we're getting towards the end.
And getting quite a clear picture, actually, who's in the running and who's not going into
60.
tomorrow. Normally you go into a
60.
Friday and of the 11 players, you think you've got maybe 9 or so in the running. I think we're going to be losing quite a few very early tomorrow.
60.
Group C is really chopped in half with sort of a clear definition in the middle of the table.
$100.
Yeah, divide right down the middle.
98.
All playing for places through to Saturday night. Danny wins on Saturday. He's going to be spending a lot of time in Portsmouth in August.
84.
As somebody who's spent a lot of time in Portsmouth, Matt, what would you recommend Danny does of his time here?
100.
Visits
Danny,
the
you
retro
require
toy shop.
116.
Goes to a nice Brazilian.
45.
Yes,
What do you
very
require?
nice,
80.
that Brazilian. Get many types of people in there. Oh, wow, he says, because that is a slip. Couple of slips.
48. Danny, you require
More slips in the England
71.
field, in the cricket.
Game shot.
Danny
the
Van
first
Truyck then
leg.
just
Danny
goes and
Van
shows her the
Truyck.
way to go. 1-0 to the Dutchman, the towering Dutchman.
Second leg is Danny to throw first. Game on. $100. $96. $60. $60. $81. $140. $42.
Well, Martin here, 6 darts on 205 to level this game back up at 1 apiece.
45.
Slip, and yes, he's left himself on a finish, but he's leaving himself vulnerable. And against this man, you've got to do everything right. The odd slip gets punished.
121.
And even when he
Charlie,
slips
require
up, he manages to find a couple of
160.
trebles.
$41. Danny, you require 97. $41. Charlie, you require 119.
So 119 for Martin to square this game up at 1 apiece. He's going to get a dart at the ball. Just drops
94.
low.
Danny, you require 56.
Double top. Now double 10.
46. Charlie, you require 25.
This is a chance, and he's got to take this.
Game
Chance
shot
you
in the
probably don't
second
expect
leg,
against
Charlie
Van Truyck,
Martin.
but a chance taken by Charlie Martin.
Third leg is Charlie to throw first. Game on. 45. 60. 85. 100.
If I was to be ruefully honest about this, Matt, if I was going to describe tonight in a word,
81.
I'd probably describe it as meh.
Is that a word?
Yeah, sort of is.
140.
Like, it's not been a poor night's worth of darts, but it hasn't been anything that's made you really want to, like, jump out your seat.
100.
Filled of excitement. It's been okay. It's been a little bit like Crystal Palace in the Premier League.
100.
It's good without being great.
$60. Danny, you require 101. $61. Charlie, you require 130.
So 130 needs to get. I think the worry for Charlie in this game was these are probably the opportunities
65.
that
Danny,
maybe we felt he was going to be restricted to. He's unable to take them, and with 3 in hand, you don't expect Van Truyck to miss.
Game shot in the third leg. Danny Van
Break
Truyck.
got 2-1 up.
Fourth leg, it's Danny to throw first. Game on. $22.
Almost feels a little bit laboured, a bit tired from Danny Van Truyck. That reaction at the back of the stage there, almost to say, where is it? Where's the consistency gone? Where's... Well, this could answer the questions in regards to the consistency, couldn't it?
140.
22 followed by a 140. That's why he's getting frustrated.
60. 95. 93. 100.
Well, Van Truyck pleads himself on 144 to open up a 3-1 lead, and
123.
just beginning to get a feeling that Van Truyck is really beginning to control this game. Another one of them. Double 12. Superb.
Danny Van Truyck.
We've been waiting for a moment like that all night long. And at long last, DVT has delivered. Doesn't exactly look impressed. Looks like he's waiting for a bus.
57.
Very tired reaction from a very tired man, but it's not affecting his darts. It's not affecting the outcome of this game. It's going the way you'd have expected it to,
100.
which is Danny Van Truyck potentially joining Cameron at the top of the table on 6.
180.
Well, that's the first 180 of the game for Charlie Martin.
140.
All I'm saying is whoever's walking back home with Danny Van Truyck tonight, can you make sure he's got his darts, his keys, his phone, his wallet on him? Don't want any more things
60.
getting lost. And make sure he's got his shoes on him as well.
57.
Well, level pegging in this leg.
140.
Huge 140 that for Martin, and Danny was trying his hardest to make sure that that cough came out after Charlie threw his darts.
100. Charlie, you
Trying to finish to
require
win the match,
64.
but Charlie first poke at the 64 to save the game. Double eight
Game
is
starting
found,
fifth
14
leg, Charlie
data.
Martin.
And that is the best leg of the match. And that's a leg win, which forces Van
Sixth
Truyck
leg
to
is
serve
Danny
it out
to throw
here.
First. Game on.
His last game of the night's kind of echoing his first game of the evening, really, isn't it, Danny Van Truyck? Looked comfortable
59.
and then suddenly being put under pressure as Martin pegs him back. And no one wants that to happen.
100. $60. $26. $96. $57. $125.
Well, Van Truyck leads himself on a finish. This is probably the moment where the game gets wrapped up for DVT.
100. Danny, you require 161.
6 starts on 161 to get it wrapped up once and for all.
60.
Just a 60.
$58. Danny, you require
Okay, so darting 101 for Danny. No, not to be. Well, Charlie here needs something out the extraordinary.
51.
Is the 160
Charlie, you
just
require
the ticket?
160.
Is it an act of darting defiance? No, it's not. And so Van Truyck will return, looking at 50 to wrap up a 4-2 win to
Danny, you
wrap up
require
his first
50.
night in Group B with 3 wins out of 4. Double top for the match and 6 points overnight.
Game
Danny Van
shot and
Truyck
Danny
is
Van
the top
Truyck.
man on Thursday night. 3 wins out of 4. He's top of the table on legs difference. And he is straight off stage. It's been business, all business, from the first start to the last. The 1-4-4 was really the turning point in that particular contest against Charlie Martin. 4-2 win for him. He's on 6 points. And we've got reaction and analysis from the Pluto TV studio in a few moments' time. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harris. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where the end of the night saw Danny Van Tripe get the better of Charlie Martin by 4 legs to 2. Him and Cameron Carolison are both on 6 points following the first day's worth of play in this Group C, Group B even. It has been a long day. I think Group C probably will go into Group B tomorrow night. Danny Van Tripe and Cameron Carolison both top of the table, from Gemma Hayter in third, Robert Thornton and Charlie Martin with a winner piece on this Thursday evening. Matthew Edgar alongside me here in the studio. Is it fair to say a lot happened without a lot happening tonight?
We're at the halfway point, aren't we now, in regards to the league table? It's got a bit of shaping in there. No one's out of it. One of the things about Group B that's always so exciting is the fact that no one ever, even if you lose all your games, you've still got a little bit of hope on the second day. I think the fact that the bottom 2 players have both picked up a couple of points is going to be an interesting one going into tomorrow, because I think there's still quite a lot of movement to happen in this table. I think we're a long way off of getting a conclusion.
Let's talk about the runners and riders then. We'll begin with Danny Van Tripe at the top of the table. He just felt like the most consistent performer, didn't he, game in, game out?
He did. He felt like the most reliable as well. It always felt if there was a moment of magic, if there was going to be a big finish, if there was going to be a maximum when it was needed, if there was going to be a ton plus average, any of those sort of real big boxes to be ticked, it always felt like Danny Van Tripe was going to be the prime suspect.
No issues about him tomorrow getting through?
No, I think he's... I've said there's lots of movement to be had, but I feel quite safe with him. And, you know, we talked about him potentially winning this group at the start of it, being the joint favourite alongside Robert Thornton. We kind of dismissed Robert Thornton as his favourite sort of opportunity, but Danny Van Tripe, we said, was rightfully so in that position, and he played like that tonight. In
terms of Cameron Carolison, 6 points out of 8. In some senses, because in the defeat was against Charlie Martin, will he be kicking himself a little bit? It wasn't the full quota.
I think he'll be happy with 6. I think coming into tonight, if you'd have offered him 6 points, he'd have taken that before a dart was thrown. I think he had some real good moments tonight. I think he once again shown his quality, backed up the performance of what we saw from him in that Group A campaign. So I think the big thing here is now that's 4 solid days. I mean, you have a good day and there's always going to be question marks when it's 2, when it's 3, when it's 4 times that you've produced that level. Then we say, actually, this is his level, this is his par. And that par is very good, and it's getting him into a great position.
There's a lot of players that we kind of give the build-up to, don't we, prior to a week here at the Super Series. And sometimes they don't deliver. Cameron's kind of doing that, isn't he?
I don't think he maybe had the build that the darts that he's producing fully warrants. Yes, there was a bit of intrigue about him, but I don't think maybe the spotlight was expected to shine as bright as it has, and the impact he's having on this week. He is one of the solid players here this week, and when you look at not who's going to get through this group, when you think about who could win this week, he's got to be on the top of the shortlist.
Gemma Hayter, 4 points from her evening. The scoring, absolutely exemplary. She tidies up the doubles. She's going to be dangerous tomorrow night.
She was dangerous tonight, even despite the fact that the doubles weren't quite working for her. We was running up a bit of a tally, wasn't we, at one point? I think we got to 59 darts at a double with only 10 successful. that's not going to cut it at the Super Series if you want to be challenging for weekly titles. But right now, she doesn't need to challenge for a weekly title. She's got to get to finals night, and that means being in the top 3. She's currently in the top 3, so work has been done. If she can replicate that tomorrow, she will end in the top 3, and she'll be in with a chance. And for Gemma Hayter, when she looks at how we look at how she assesses herself and her goals, the goal for her will be very simple: get to Saturday night and reassess from that point. So I think she'll get there, you know. I think the positions may move around a little bit, but the scoring power that she's demonstrated tonight, I think that's a level up from what we'd normally see.
In terms of Robert Thornton, first of all, great to see him back here, isn't it, at the Super Series? Great to see him back playing again. And actually, as the night drew towards a close, you could see better stuff. I mean, this is actually how he ended the night, wasn't it, against Charlie Martin?
It got better, didn't it? And we expected that. We expected to start with that he'll be a bit wayward, and he was. A lot of 5s, a lot of 1s, a lot of darts going low. And you sort of felt he needed a few games, but there was always going to be a performance in there somewhere, and he did save it till the end. But he'll be happy enough. 2 points. It's not what he wanted, of course it's not. But he wants to feel like he's in the challenge. He wants to feel like he's got an opportunity. And he really does tomorrow night.
Charlie's going to come out tonight feeling very disappointed, isn't he?
Maybe fortunate to get a couple of points as well. When you look at how his night's been, it's not been the levels we expected. It's not been the levels of which we've sort of seen from him before, whether it's here or whether he's been playing any ADC tournaments. And I think for Charlie, he'll expect a lot better tomorrow, but he's going to have to step it up significantly if he's going to claw back this point deficit.
So the table overnight sees Danny Van Tripe and Cameron Carolison lead the way, 6 points to both of their respective names. Gemma Hayter on 4, and then Robert Thornton and Charlie Martin on 2 points. Are we looking at the top 2 being pretty much safe as houses and maybe fighting for third tomorrow?
I wouldn't say safe as houses. I've seen stranger things happen with a group, certainly with a Group C, but I don't think either of them have produced starts as well where you say they're untouchable. It could quite easily turn around. So I think it's going to be an interesting hour. I do think they go through, but I think tomorrow there's going to be a lot of nervy moments, shall we say.
So that's how Group B looks at the end of the first night's worth of play. Group C this afternoon, it was all about David Davies, wasn't it?
Well, the group's cut in half, really, I believe. There, yes, Kai and Parr are just a couple of points behind Dean Finn and Graham Jenkins, but it's felt like the table cut in half very early. I think after the first round of fixtures, we'll know a lot more tomorrow. David Davies, I think, is there. I think he's in. He doesn't need to do much to mathematically confirm that tomorrow, so everyone's playing for second tomorrow.
Who with?
I think Dean Finn's shown enough. So I'd go with David Davies, Dean Finn from Group C.
So, Champions Week is coming tomorrow. It's not coming tomorrow. I'll tell you what, I hope it's coming tomorrow, but it's not coming tomorrow. It's coming next week. I was getting excited. I was like a kid at Christmas. This is how it's going to look. Goodness me, I'd love to see some of these groups tomorrow. You would love that Group A, wouldn't you? Shane McGurk, Derek Coulson, Jimmy Van Ski, Johan van der Velde, and Scott, I need to go to bed. And Graham Usher, the other player, provisionally in Group A, but that could go up and down as a result of this week. My hunch is probably that Graham's going to be in Group B alongside John O'Shea and Adam Gavlas, and then that would dock Jess Smith down to Group C with Andy Hamilton and Richard McKee. You look at that lineup from top to toe, it's just superb, Matt, isn't it?
It is quality, and we've had a conversation on commentary tonight about who we think is going to be winning this, and I think we came up with about 4 or 5 names each. Normally when you come into a Champions Week, there's someone who stands off the page and you say, that's the favourite. I think you could make a case for 4 of those players being the favourite, maybe 5.
So that's what we've got coming up at Champions Week, and that's coming up in a couple of weeks' time. In terms of the landscape of the Super Series, we've had 10 series now. This is the 11th Champions Week that's coming up, and you just get the sense that the stature of the Champions Weeks are getting bigger and bigger now.
Well, the prize pot's got bigger, hasn't it, over time now? £25,000 up for grabs. You also look at the opportunities in the pathway to the Global Championships. So there's more opportunities now. There's a bigger prize, and when the prize gets bigger and the reward gets bigger, the intensity increases, the meaning, the drama, the pressure you see the players under, all that starts to intensify. And I think with this, I think we're going to get, and it's easy to sit here and say it now, but possibly the best Champions Week we've had so far.
I'm sure that'll be clipped up and used either for or against you, Matt. Thank you so much for your company as ever. Luckily, you've got Chris Murphy with you tomorrow, someone that can actually do their job. Plenty coming up on Pluto TV. Gemma Hayter will be in conversation with the Tungsten Talk. That's coming up next, and then we'll have the afternoon session from 1 o'clock. That's tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll see the conclusion of Group B. Then, of course, we'll have finals night on Saturday night, and then it all builds up, of course, to Champions Week, which gets underway on Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. Shane McGurk, I suppose, is going to be one of the headline acts in there. Of course, got a former champion in Scott Taylor as well. Could have another former champion, the lineal champion, Raymond Smith, in there, depending on what happens come the end of play on Saturday. But Champions Week gets underway. Vincent van der Voort is going to be a part of our team for that Monday from 9:30 a.m. But that's it from us, Danny Van Schaip and Cameron Carolleton on 6 Points Overnight. We'll see you tomorrow from 1 o'clock. Take care. Bye for now.
What a finish. What a man.
The drum roll finishes, and the target is
And it comes on finals night, and it's enough.